What's going on, guys? This podcast is brought to you by the Ridge Wallet, and this is my daily wallet. It's just a simple cards in, pop your cards out when you need them. On the back, it's got a money clip for any cash you got to carry around, and it just makes life easy. If you're like me, you don't like carry around big, bulky things in your pockets, and I don't want to always carry around a man purse, so sometimes I just want to get out the door. This is easy, small, I slide it in my pocket, and I'm out the door. This is forged carbon. I'm going to show you guys the website really quickly. It comes in a whole bunch of different styles. Aluminum, titanium. This is gold plated. It comes in a whole bunch of different styles, so you can choose whatever you like. Very convenient, guys. Go to ridge.com/RBP, get 10% off your order, or just use code RBP at the website and also get 10% off your order, guys. Make your life easy, make your life simple. Get a Ridge wallet, get out the door. I'm actually amazed at the amount of people that get just offended or have or offended by comments or whatever that, or pictures or
I'm sure sometimes they do it just to get a response. I don't think they are offended. I feel like they do it just to make you offended by them.
I don't get offended.
Honestly, I don't get pissed off with them.
I don't get pissed off. I'm just baffled sometimes. Like, this guy posted, I just want to show people an example of what I'm talking about. So, James, this is what I posted this morning about Ben's birthday.
Yeah. I saw this one.
And the third photo was this photo because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah. It's a time that we spent together as friends.
Yeah, we spent time together. And he was holding that, and he was just having fun.
Trying to be a cool man, yeah.
Yeah. And a guy posted, and he said, "I'm offended. Why did you have to post a picture of him with a gun? It's disturbing to me." And I'm like,
where's this guy from?
I don't know. I'm like, he's not shooting anybody. He's just holding a gun.
No.
So I said, "Well, are you offended every time you watch a movie and there's a gun in a movie?" And he said,
Bruce said yes.
No, he said a movie is for entertainment.
This is for entertainment. Putting it on the social media platform. It's not real. Well, it's real, but you know what I mean.
He said a movie is for entertainment, and there's no reason for anybody to have a gun. And I said, and I'm thinking to myself, but a gun is for entertainment. You go to the range and you shoot your gun and you have fun. It's for entertainment.
It's the context of, isn't it? Like when you've used a gun, it's for fun because you literally, like you say, you go to a harmless range and you shoot at metal objects. You're not trying to murder anybody.
Ian, what's going on, brother?
What's up?
Yo.
We're just talking about people being offended by guns.
Yeah, how'd this come up?
I'll just repeat it now for people watching. Sorry, but it's a fill in. And so I posted this picture this morning.
Oh, yeah,
of Ben, and somebody said, "I'm offended and disturbed by the picture of the gun. I don't know why you had to post it."
I hope they're joking.
I don't think they're not joking, because I responded and I said, "Well, don't you watch movies? Like, movies have guns in them."
Yeah,
and he said, "Movies are for entertainment," and I'm like, "Well, so are guns."
Yeah,
absolutely.
Anyway, we were talking about it.
Just don't shoot live things with the gun if you don't want to hurt anything, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's completely under your control. Just do not shoot a human. Good. Done.
Yeah. Today is going to be about correcting stupid things that I've heard over the last week.
That's great. I like that. This gives us like a purpose.
Yeah.
I wanted to discuss the Nathan situation because I think a bunch of people are misinformed about Nathan. So you guys can add to this from your own histories and your own dealings with sponsors.
Yeah.
Just for people out there watching that don't understand how sponsorships work, a person comes on board, and depending on their history, their competitive history, their social media history, like a bunch of different things, what kind of person they are, how they perform for the company, what their sales are like, all of these different things go into a bucket, and you decide if you want to sign somebody, or that bucket is also used to determine how well they are, how good they are for the company.
Yeah.
So I heard somebody sent me something that Tregilly was saying that nobody gets paid. People don't get paid. Bodybuilders don't get paid. And we're all here. You guys can hear it from the horse's mouth. That's why I started this podcast. So people that don't know shit can listen to this podcast and hear from people who actually do it. So do you guys get paid from your supplement companies?
Yes.
You guys get a salary, correct?
Yes.
Is it a livable salary?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can you give like a ballpark range so people understand? Or
You can say whatever you want to say. If you want to give out your number, you can. I'm trying to leave that
I would
out.
assume both James and I from our contracts are making above 6 figures.
Okay.
We're doing pretty. I'm doing pretty, like, mate, like, yeah, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Ian's probably doing better, but I'm happy.
I'll make it very clear to everybody now so that people don't listen to dumb people who don't know what they're talking about. Nathan, had he stayed the full year, would have made over 6 figures.
Yeah.
Nathan's contract was not based on commission. Nathan's contract had a commission clause in it, as does Ian's, as does James, as does Roman's. Yeah. That's just part of measuring the value of an athlete that's sponsored. But
I also think it's a good way. I think also having commission codes is a good way to incentivize athletes.
That's it, right? Yeah. That's also part of it.
You can earn extra money. Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, that's the way that they can, have to earn their sales and push to get a little more money. And I mean, it's good metrics as well to gauge how your athlete's doing for the company. It works both ways, right?
Precisely.
So for the athlete, and you guys can say if you want to, but generally a commission is 10%. Some people work on a sliding scale where it goes up or down depending on their performance.
Yeah, I mean, also if it's a company like say I know, for example, for Chris, like Bumstead, some of his contracts will not even be a salary base at all. It'll just be very commission incentive because he obviously can sell like crazy. And for a company, then that's a very safe bet. So it's like, instead of paying Chris $30,000 a month, which not many people can afford, it's okay. We're going to give you 20% commission, and then Chris is going to make $30K a month off that.
And that's a very different story, because for somebody if I'm Chris and somebody says that to me, I'm okay with it because I know I have 1 million loyal followers that are going to spend a lot of money on the things I ask them to buy or the things I like.
Yeah. So in his situation, it's actually in a lot of ways, I think, more beneficial for him.
That's right. That's right. It is. And then it's also beneficial for the company because then they're not spending money
so low,
That's right.
They're no loss. Yeah.
They're not spending money that they haven't made yet. He's making them money first almost. So there's a few different scenarios in the way contracts work, but bodybuilders are getting paid salaries depending on their status as bodybuilders. And before I go on, I just want to say hi, Roman. Sorry.
Hey, Roman.
We're just talking about Nathan and him leaving Hosstile. The other thing I want to make clear is when I said we had no bad blood and he was a friend of mine, I was 100% honest. Just because a person leaves a company doesn't mean that there's bad blood. It doesn't mean that they hate each other. He's still a friend of mine. And I actually commented when he signed with Yamamoto, I was truly happy. I was like, you know what? This is good for us. It's good for him. I don't feel like I let him go and he was screwed out of money for X amount of months and didn't have any pay. I'm happy that he signed with a company that he likes. He was obviously there with them before, and he's going to go on getting paid every month. So that actually made me happy.
Make some money at somewhere he's comfortable and familiar with. I mean, it makes sense.
That's right. It doesn't hurt my feelings that he signed with somebody. I think it's fucking great. So I don't think people.
I think. Sorry to interrupt, but I think we're all in a place now, especially you as a company owner, that we understand there's room for everybody. There's enough brands out there. There's enough people. Like, I think it's not like because he's not there making you money, you're like, fuck this guy. It's like, okay, there's room for everybody. I still wish him the best. Like, it's not like fuck this guy. I don't want him to make anybody else money.
That's right. Well, because I see Nathan as a friend. So when I heard he got a contract, I was like, hey man, that's good for him. I don't want him to be out any money.
Of course not.
So I just want people to understand that just because somebody leaves a company or whatever, it doesn't always mean that there's drama or bullshit. Sometimes it just literally just works best for both parties.
Yeah.
So that's that situation. I just want to get that completely cleared up and out of the way. And then when people ask why it's better, they always want to know the specific reason. When I said in the beginning, there are a number of things that go into a bucket of what makes an athlete right or wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit of each of those, right? So with Nathan, I thought everything was great. It just wasn't working out for us as a whole, and it wasn't working out for him as a whole. Like he wasn't being completely fulfilled, and neither were we. So we thought it was best for both parties, and that's all there is to it.
I mean, that's the way it happens. That's this industry, man. I mean, people move around. I mean, it's, whether it's coaches, that's not quite the same right fit, or if it's a brand. I mean, this is just the way it happens. And like you said, there's not any animosity there. It's just the way it happens, right?
I mean, Ian, you left A&S. You had no problem.
I was with A&S for 5 years, 6 years, and I have absolutely nothing bad to say. There was nothing, bad at the end. It was just, obviously I think they were taking a bit different route in kind of the, health and wellness world, and going down the vegan keto. And I'm a very main, like hardcore
bodybuilder.
Like a bodybuilder's bodybuilder, so I think it was just, we reached an impasse where, obviously for them to invest more money into someone that's not exactly the route they're going, and for me to want to continue with that, it just didn't really make sense. And, there's no hard feelings there whatsoever. I wish the guys the best. I love the guys. They were great to me and all the time I was there. And I would be, I'd go out and have a drink with any of the guys in a second. There's no bad blood there whatsoever.
And that's kind of the example I'm talking about, is it was just more suited to you. Right. And then James, you've gone.
Same with Jordan.
Yeah, you were caged, and then you were.
I was caged, then I went to Jordan.
You went to Jordan,
and then from Jordan I went to Redcon. And Jordan was very like, when I said that, I even said to Jordan, like, "What do you think about Redcon?" Like while I was with him, and he was like, "It's an opportunity." So it's like, it's one of those things, isn't it?
So that's mature of Jordan, right? Like he's your friend, and he's got his own company, and he's still like, "Hey, man, that's a good thing for you."
Yeah, Jordan's always one of the first guys to say, like I said before, that there's enough food on the table for everybody to eat.
For everybody.
He's never like stingy about that kind of stuff. He wants everyone to, do the best and, everything to work out for everybody,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Roman, you were with Animal for a long time.
Yeah.
Are you still cool? Were you still cool with the guys at Animal? Is that relationship still good, or what happened?
Yeah, it was one day they called me, and they said, they called me actually. I didn't write an email. They called from the States.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then they said, we are going to take another direction, and we're gonna go out of Europe and focus more on the American market, and then also MMA and stuff like that, and strongman. And then the funny thing is, FIBO was a month or 2 months after that, and they said, you don't have to post anymore. It was 3 months before the contract ran out. They said, you don't have to post anymore. You don't have to come to FIBO. And I said, but I can still come and work, right? I'm going to do my duties until the contract is over. And they said, no, you're fine. We're going to pay you. We're going to pay you. Just it's okay. And I visited. I went privately to the.
Is that a cat?
Yeah, it's my cat. Sorry, guys. He's just being a knob. He's interrupting. He's being an absolute idiot.
Go ahead, Roman. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so I
Roman.
went to FIBO, met them at the booth. They gave me a bunch of free supplements that came out new, and then I signed with a different company.
But you're on good terms with them. Like there was no drama. It was just a change of direction.
Yeah. I I think last week I talked to one of them. Mm-hmm. His name is Greg. Mm-hmm. He has his own supplement company now. It's called the G Code.
Oh yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, he's been around for a while. It's been like a few years now, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah.
And then you were with Animal with a good time, Roman. You were with him a good time. I remember seeing you over here with Evan and whatnot, Body Power.
Animal did have a crazy crew. They had you, Frank
Hauser.
They had Frank Hauser, Antoine,
Evan.
Antoine with Universal, but same brand, right?
Same brand, yeah. So
good times.
It was a big crew back then.
I think it's a big thing to even be able to say that you've been a part of the Animal team.
Back in So I remember when they do them around Canada, do like the Universal road trips.
Yeah. I think Dorian was with them. Dorian was with Universal.
He was.
He was. No, he was with Animal.
Yeah. Because I remember he told me about traveling with you and how crazy you were about your food.
Yeah. I remember this so clearly too, because this is right at the time when I was running a gym with Tony Cyril, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he was with Universal.
He was with them too.
Universal for a long time. He was with them for like a decade,
Yeah.
He signed with them. He got a paying contract from Universal when he was like a teenager as an amateur, which like back in like 2010 like was unheard of.
Wow. Yeah.
Getting like $2,000 a month, which was crazy.
I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way, and I really I'm not trying to be negative, but isn't it crazy how you and Tony were kind of like on the same trajectory, and now you're like, your career has gone such a different way?
Yeah, it's I think it all just comes down to like it's a few small decisions you make along the way that can just change your path so much, And I mean, I'm sure there's lots of bodybuilders we're seeing that, we've seen this happen over our lives that we're on like such a good trajectory, and just like one or two small decisions, or just the ability to stay the path, right?
What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting you said that. What do you think? If you could pinpoint a couple impasses in your career in the last 10 years that have like been, you look back on them and go, you know what, that was a good one. I made the right choice there. Like, could you pick out one or two things that are like, man, I'm glad I did that? Because I can pick out some that were good and I can pick out some that were bad.
For me?
Yeah, for you. Like, is there any that like you could look at and go?
You said you can pick out some for me?
No, I mean, I'm saying I can pick out some in my own career. So I'm saying, can you look back over the course of 10 years and think that one or two decisions you made that really kept you going in the right direction?
Oh, that's good. Can you think of anything off the top of your head?
I can.
Or Roman, if you have one, go ahead while he's thinking.
So I was at FIBO with Dave Palumbo and Aaron Singerman, helping them cover the contest interviews at that time. Yeah, they still had a show at a pro show, and then we wanted to go to the gym, and I had to decide. The one gym was called Flex Gym. I thought that was the hardcore gym in Cologne. Mm-hmm. The other gym was called Muscle Gym. And then the taxi driver said, which way do you want to go, left or right? And I said, let's go right.
So it's literally like, which way are you going to go?
Crossroads. Yeah. Crossroads in life.
We get to the gym, and that's exactly the same time when all the Universal and Animal crew went there to train.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go.
So Antoine was there, and then the guy comes over, Greg, and we had talked before that at the booth. Mm-hmm. Evan said, "Hey, Greg, come on over. This is Roman. This is my friend." And he's like, "Yeah, here's my card." And just how, that's the marketing guy.
Yeah.
And then he sees me train with Dave, and then he's like, "Do you still have my card? Do you still have my card? Let me give you another one. Yeah. Send in your resume, and then we're gonna work something out." It's like, yeah, that was good.
So you literally were at a crossroads, and then you end up with a contract.
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool story.
If I had gone the other way, I never would have met anyone.
Yeah. James, you got anything you can think of?
Nothing major, but I remember I did the New York Pro, and Aaron was there, Singerman, and this is way obviously before I was on the radar for that. But I said, I was with Yannick, and I was like, should we just go and say hello? Just like introduce ourselves, just, And I did. I went and introduced myself and just said, hello, Aaron. I said, I just wanted to say hi. Love what you're doing. I said, I'm obviously a professional bodybuilder. I'm no one yet. But I said, do you mind just remembering my face for maybe later down the line and maybe we'll sort that out? And he said, yeah, for sure. He said, yeah, for sure. And then obviously, I think probably like 2 years after that, I signed to Redcon. So it's just these little things, and it taking a bit of time to do something and introduce yourself goes a long way. So,
I mean, this isn't necessarily a crossroads, because I don't think it was like a big like yes or no decision. It was a pretty obvious decision. But I mean, I think for probably all of us, I mean, even, and I'm not trying to like suck your dick here or anything, Fouad, but I think any of us being a part of this podcast too, like having that opportunity and being like, taking that step in, like, I'm not sure. Like, I think for all of us made a pretty dramatic impact on our lives in the last, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, as long as you've been on the podcast, right?
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Right.
No,
you'll make him cry. Be careful.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think for me, working with Chad, and I think meeting John were two things in my life that made big changes. Because I think I was going a certain way, but I didn't really know what being a pro was about till I met Chad. And then Chad kind of taught me how to eat and what shows were going to look like and what things were going to be like as a pro and what I had to actually do to get bigger. And I made a huge jump in progress in my physique from like turning pro to like the year after at Montreal.
Yeah.
And then my career kind of started to stagnate a bit. And then I met John, and then things kind of went back the other way. And I won a couple shows, and he made a really, really big impact on my life, in my life also, not just competitive life, but both ways. So I think those two things were dramatic changes, of course, for me to make sure I was going the right way.
Yeah. I think Pat was very much that for me, like in 2020. Like I know you can say the same, when you're kind of not sure, and Pat managed to like kind of re-spark a bit of like desire in me, and obviously took my career in a really good direction. So thanks there as well.
Mine's two ends from that, because obviously when I first teamed up with Matt and I took that entire 2017 season off, and that's when I went from being like a very, maybe make a first call out, or I'd be like 5th, 6th, 7th every show, to winning shows. And, I haven't been out of a top 4 in a show since 2016, and I think that 2017, 2018, I took the entire year off, working with Matt to really like get to the point I needed. And then that obviously transitioning into Patrick, where it was just like, you know, breathe a little new life into me, I think. And, you know, and that really set me down the path I'm on now. Right.
I was going to ask you guys, because I feel like we've all had similar careers in a way. So can you guys think of, so for me, my career, I feel like kind of went like this and then leveled and even dipped and then went back up a bit. Is there ever a time in your guys' careers that you can think of where you were like, maybe this is it for me, maybe I'm just a journeyman, maybe I'm not cut out for this? Like
2019, yeah.
So you were kind of like, I'm going to be a top 3 guy.
Because I made the Olympia in 18. I won Spain. I had like a pretty good season that year, like did some big shows with like, you know, Nathan, Hottie, and these guys. And I was like in the top 2, 3 every show. Did Portugal, you know, where I kind of shit the bed, and then came back and did that Tampa with Luke and Dexter, where I was 3rd. And it was like, you know, a good year, but I didn't make the Olympia that year. I missed it. I didn't even make it on points.
Yeah.
And after making the Olympia the year before, I was like, holy shit, this is like kind of a fucking disappointment, you know? And I thought like, you know, I was just lucky to win that one kind of shitty show that I won. And that was about as good as it was going to get for me, you know, that any bigger shows in North America that I wouldn't be able to win. You know, and then obviously 2020, I changed that. But
did you think at that point, like, were you actually like physically convinced or mentally convinced that maybe I'm just a top 5 guy, maybe that's all I'm ever going to be?
After Portugal, I definitely had that feeling. You know, I had a little bit of redemption after the Tampa. You know, I came in really, really sharp that show, and, you know, put on a good show with Luke and Dexter. And it was, you know, a little glimmer of hope. But, you know, when I looked back at the season as a whole, I was like, fuck, you know, maybe I was better in 2018. Like maybe this is, you know, maybe I got to the point that was as good as it's going to get. And now I'm starting to like slowly regress, you know? So that obviously was definitely something in my mind. Yeah.
Roman, do you have any, do you ever, I mean, obviously you had hip surgery, so that fucked up your shit, but before that happened, did you ever look and go, maybe I'm just going to be top 3 guy. Maybe I'm never going to be up big, better than that.
Yeah. It was like, I had a stint in the middle, 15. Now I had my pro debut in 2015. That was pretty good. 16 was good when I placed 3rd and 4th in Tampa, beat a couple good guys. And then 17 and 18, I was always in 17 and 18. You know, when you think, I'm not good enough, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a couple months. I'm going to do the spring shows. No, I'm going to do the fall. And then you postpone.
I've done that. Yeah.
And then I stagnated.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I fucked up in Indianapolis. That was I took off 17. I fucked up in Indianapolis.
How did you fuck up? How did you fuck up in Indianapolis? You always come in shape. What, was it too flat or what?
No, I was there a week out by myself.
Yeah.
In the same hotel with Iain and Matt.
Yeah.
And then I was running around in Indianapolis trying to figure out where if my gear comes, getting food over there all by myself, like nobody else was there.
Yeah.
And that was shit. So I didn't look good at the show. My stomach was kind of bloated from the carbing up, but
you were still in good condition, but like it wasn't quite as clean as you usually look. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You were good. You were good in Spain though. In Spain, where you came 3rd with us, you were good.
Yeah, you got 3rd. Yeah.
Exactly. Then
you were later by far the hardest guys in that show. Yeah.
Then I figured it out. I thought I figured it out. And then I placed 3rd in Spain. That was good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then again, I got to wait. Now. I had a good placing.
Yeah.
I got to grow.
Yeah.
So I take off 2019. And then in 2020, I thought I was good. I was really good in the off season. And then COVID.
Yeah. It's like external forces.
Yeah.
COVID. So the whole 2020, at that point, we weren't sure. You know, it's always like postponed. It's going to take a month.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
Yeah. And then my hip starts hurting, and it gets worse. By the middle of 2020, I can't work. I can't walk. I can't even walk like without a limp.
Yeah.
So I figure out that I have to get hip replacement, and at that point, I think my career is over, because who else has ever had a hip replacement and done anything?
Yeah, especially before 30, you know.
Yeah.
So
and done anything. So I get the hip replacement, and at that point I'm thinking, okay, man, that's December of 2020. I got the hip replacement, and it actually goes good. So that 7 weeks after the replacement, I'm already deadlifting 420.
Yeah. So
and
listen, so fast forward though, you got through all that and you're healthy and now you're working. It's funny, you're probably in that place right now. So in your mind right now, can you still get back to the trajectory you were at? Or are you like,
yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there.
You're feeling good, right?
After almost dying, I've surpassed everything.
Yeah, you're like the heaviest you've ever been.
Crazy.
Like, yeah.
Fuck. So have you hit 300 yet?
No, I'm 295. It doesn't go up. I'm taking days off. I'm training once a day. I'm doing everything the correct way now. Yeah. But I'm eating, like literally I'm eating till I throw up.
Are you I was going to ask, are you uncomfortable when you eat?
I'm eating to the point where I'm almost throwing up, and then
you just need some more breathing, like like get it to settle.
So I just saw a Greg Doucette video where he's like, I don't know, he was mocking people that get mocking bodybuilders to say, oh, it's so hard to eat, and I'm like, motherfucker, you're a middleweight. So
yeah, no, listen, when you're pushing 300,
so I'm like, so he's saying
even
that,
for me to maintain weight is very hard,
this is again why I started this podcast. It's important for people to hear it from the fucking horse's mouth and not a guy who's a look, I'm not making fun of 212 guys, but if you've never been trying to push 300 pounds, then you don't know what the fuck it's like. So don't talk about it.
I mean, it's so different. I mean, like, I understand him speaking to the masses and obviously the people that
100%.
The people he sells to and advertises to are not top tier pro bodybuilders pushing 275 plus.
But time out for a second.
It's a very different world for us.
He was targeting pro bodybuilders. He was using.
I didn't watch the video. I saw
he was using imagery of like Michael Crizzo and whatever. And I'm like, listen, if you're saying to the average person that you don't have to get uncomfortable to put on muscle, I 100% agree with you. But if you're saying that we're complaining, well, I don't complain anymore because I'm not big, but if you're saying that 300-pound bodybuilder complaining is because, oh, poor me, it's not that hard, and it's just because you're on a lot of steroids, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
If I ate just what felt comfortable, I'd be like 250.
That's what I'm trying, and that's where I'm at. That's why I'm 265 right now, because I eat basically just to be from
Yeah, I'm like 302, 303 right now, and it's like terrible.
That's what I'm saying. So people out there need to know that from the horse's mouth, if you're, like Roman said, if you're trying to when you're trying to break a plateau and push your body to a place where it's never been, there's going to be uncomfortable moments.
Yeah, and I think where the differentiation is we're not incentivizing people to gain excess body fat. We're just saying that the amount of food, even if you're trying to stay super lean at 300 pounds, is still an astronomical amount of food.
And this is what I mean.
For almost anyone to be 300 pounds plus, you're talking about eating like, 1,000 calories plus per meal, 6,000 calories over a day plus shakes. I mean, for anyone, no matter how big your appetite is, that is uncomfortable, Yeah.
And I'm in no way talking about bulking and getting fat and eating shitty food. I'm just saying, like Iain said, I'm talking about the amount of calories you need to propel yourself past a plateau.
Because it doesn't like your stomach doesn't acclimate at the same rate that your body does. So like, say I'm 275, my appetite at 300 isn't 25 pounds better. Like I'm still just as full at 275 trying to get to 300 as I am at 300 trying to get to 310. You're always just full, Yeah.
So
I just,
okay. Go ahead, Roman. Sorry.
I'm going to start dieting for Indy in, I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then I'm 10 weeks out. So I talked to Justin Compton. He's helping me with the diet. I talked to him last week, and then I calculated how much I'm eating.
Yeah.
Because we just write down protein and carbs and So I'm 1,375 grams of carbs.
You're more than me.
Wow.
And
how much? Say that again.
Or 1,400, pretty much.
Fuck me, mate.
And then 7 meals with each 70 grams of protein. And then we have 4 of those meals have like a 20 grams of fat, except for breakfast and the and the post-workout.
This is a prime example of what we're proving here, because Roman by no means is fat. He's probably the leanest one of all of us.
Yeah,
you know?
And
he's eating more than all of us.
And he's eating more than all of us.
So
me and James are 10 pounds heavier than him. He's still eating more food than both of us.
So we'll do an experiment. We'll take Roman's diet. Let's give it to Greg Doucette.
Yeah.
And have him eat it for 2 weeks and then tell us if it's hard or not.
I mean, in his defense, though, he would just get fat eating that. You know?
No, I'm just fucking around. Greg, I love you. I know you're going to make a video about this. So cool. But it is, regardless of what anybody says, I don't care what anybody says. When you're eating for 300 pounds and you're trying to still grow with 300 pounds, it's fucking hard. And that's all there is to it. James.
I know, because I'm stuck like at 305 and I can't fucking get another pound on me no matter what the fuck I do.
Yeah.
No, I'm eating takeaway once a day.
Yeah.
You're eating takeaway once a day?
I don't want to eat anymore. I'm like, I'll just eat this heavy.
Wait, this is my wheelhouse. What takeaway are you eating every day?
So I rotate between sushi and
I love sushi.
And this is like this Lebanese place that I've got up the road. They do like a chicken kofta kebab.
Yeah.
So it's like a fuck yeah.
That's what I do. And I want like a clean cheat. I'll do like Lebanese.
I like doing that.
I'll get kebabs and rice or something like that. Or I'll get sushi.
I've been doing that.
Yeah.
That's the plan. But getting over that fucking 305, I don't know what the fuck I've got to do. Yeah. I've been putting like me and Jordan were like, I was talking to Jordan, I was like, what can I put in my food to make me get heavier, Jordan? He's like, sunflower seeds. I was like, all right.
Parmesan.
I was throwing sunflower seeds and everything.
Parmesan cheese. You know what, Roman? You're the cheese guy. You told me even when you're younger, you're trying to bulk. You're doing cheese.
I actually I have the Parmesan cheese I got from your videos.
My videos?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, because I put it on my pasta.
Yeah, that's what I do, man. The last two meals are the hardest.
Yeah.
So I do my little, my bolognese pasta mix in the rice cooker.
With the rice, yeah.
Yeah. And then when it's done, I put Parmesan cheese on it, and it goes so much easier.
What Jansen does with a lot of guys too, and I'm not sure if Roman's done this or you guys have done this, is has guys drink a lot of fruit juice.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I can't do
that. Stan Everton does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, drinking like 300 mils of fruit juice is like 50 grams of carbs, you know?
Yeah.
You're adding like 200-300 grams of carbs, you know?
Yeah.
I did have a full, original Coca-Cola after training today.
Yeah.
Just get that down.
I was going to ask you, sorry, James, we got off topic. We were talking about careers. I know you had a couple years where you were like top 5, but weren't really like realizing your full potential. And then all of a sudden it hit. So did you ever have those thoughts in those couple of years where you were just like top five, where you were like, maybe this is where I'm just going to be for the rest of my career?
Yeah. The first year that I got third in Spain to Akim and Josh, I was like, the next show I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And then I went to New York and I got like fucking 7th or 8th. I can't remember, 8th, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, shit. Maybe it's just because it's a big show. And then I did, I think Toronto, and I got like 5th or 6th.
You were in the first call out. You were 5th, right?
No, I think I got 6th. I got 6th because they moved fucking Quinton.
Oh, yeah. You, Quinton and Joe. Yeah.
I must have, I think I faded. I don't know. But anyway, so after that.
De La Rosa and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so you and John were battling out for the first of that show. And after that, I was like, fuck, like shit. Like I went from being third at a show against Akim and Josh, who are very good bodybuilders. I beat Raphael, who I knew was a good bodybuilder. So I was like, I'm on my way. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm not on my way. So, I did kind of lose hope for a while, but we persist.
What sparked it back?
I don't think anything sparked it back. I'm just resilient. I just don't like quitting. I'm like, fuck that. Like, I'm not really someone that's like all of a sudden sparked, but I'm like, I'm going to keep doing this anyway because I've come too far.
But you had to have a moment of resurgence working with Patrick, especially after winning that show and looking the way you did.
Yeah, when me and Patrick first spoke, I did have I had a fresh confidence because he said, I know you can be better.
Yeah.
And I think just having to hear that from someone when you haven't heard that in a long time is really important. And that probably gave me the energy, to go forward and have faith again. And, Patrick's a very good coach and he encourages his clients massively. And when you're improving, he lets you know you're improving. And I think that's what was nice because I didn't really have that voice in my ear to tell me that I'm getting better. And because you never know, do you? You're a bodybuilder looking in the mirror every day.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're improving or not. So I was really reliant on someone else's voice to tell me whether I'm improving or not. And that's what Patrick did for me.
It's weird the way bodybuilding math works too, because I identified with what you were saying. Like
Yeah.
When you take third at a show, you beat a couple people or certain people, you're like, okay, next show I'm probably going to be second, or the next show I'm probably going to be first. And then for me, I was third at a show with some pretty big names in my second year. And I'm like, okay, cool. Next year I'm going to win a show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took second to Dennis James when I probably should have won that show. Even Dennis even said that. And then from there, it was a bunch of like seconds and thirds. I never really hit the mark. So it's weird the way your mind works when the bodybuilding math doesn't work out the way it is in your head.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute. Man,
it's the trajectory, isn't it? It's like, okay, where'd you go from third? You go to second. Where'd you go from second to first?
That's right. And then when it doesn't happen, you're kind of like a little bit demoralized. You're like, well, fuck, man, I was supposed to be higher by now, and I'm not. So
I mean, that was kind of me, like with the Hunter thing, you know. I mean, in a way like that. Like, I mean, I beat the Olympia, and then he came back and beat me by even more spots this year. And you know, obviously, I played the same with the Olympia, but then you have that moment, you're like, fuck, is this guy? How is he improving faster than I am? What the fuck, you know? Like, I feel like I did everything, you know.
Does that? I want to ask you, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just asking you, like, when that happens with Nick, is it different because he's like a fucking freak, or is it like I'm supposed to beat that guy because he's just starting?
I mean, look, they're all fucking freaks, man. We're talking about guys that are in their first year, in their like mid-20s, placing top 5 at Olympias. I mean, these guys are all fucking freaks in nature. I mean, and their rise to the top has been very slow and progressive. Like, I think people forget how long I've been a pro. I mean, I'm going on like a decade of being a pro, you know.
But wait, before you go on, it's funny you said that, because somebody in the comment section like a week ago or 2 weeks ago was like, how come Fouad didn't mention Iain in the up and comers when we were talking about up and comers? I commented back, like, Ian's been a pro for 10 fucking years, man. Yeah. Like, I've been a pro. Like, I'm probably one of the guys like right now competing that has been around the longest in the men's open. Yeah. You know, I'm still young, but I turned pro very, very young. That's the reason. I turned pro at 23. So I've been pro for 8 years now, you know? Yeah.
I'm 1 week longer than you.
Yeah, you're 1 week longer, yeah.
What do you mean?
That's actually, Melissa said that before. That's one of the can you close the door there, Bubba? That's definitely one of the stepping stones or like crossroads, I think, was after I won that provincials in 2014. And I wasn't going to do a pro qualifier that year. I was like, I don't think I'm quite ready yet. You know, I'm going to take the year and we'll see where we're at in 2015 in terms of doing a pro qualifier. And then Ron Hash called me and invited me to do that in Mexico. And like at 1 week notice, you know, like 1 week notice, I'm sitting eating fucking milestones and he calls me. I'm like, fuck, you know? So I like left the restaurant right there, got back to work that next day. And I think that was, you know, that could have been a very easy moment to be like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm done for the year. I'm eating my cheesecake at milestones. And I was like, fuck it. This is an opportunity. Let's go for it. And I turned pro.
But that's actually a huge milestone. Like we're talking about, like a crossroads, because you think to yourself, what would happen if I made the opposite decision? And
well, the thing is in my mind is I didn't initially go for that because when I thought about it, I'm like, I don't want to sound arrogant like this, but I know I would have turned pro anyways. You know,
no, that's not arrogant. I'm just saying
it still would have worked out for me, you know.
It probably gave you a big boost in confidence, though, to make that split decision a week out and then get your pro card.
Yeah.
So that is to me like a major crossroads, because then you're like, oh, okay, I am really good at this. Like I just cranked this out. I'm 23 years old. I got my pro card, and then it kind of puts you on a proper trajectory. But I can think the opposite, right? Like I took third at the Flex Pro in 2011. I beat fucking Dennis Wolf. And then I'm like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the Arnolds. I'm like, my stock is really high right now. I got a contract negotiation coming up. I'm like, maybe I should just wait this one out and just do the Olympia. And Hani convinced me to do the Arnolds. I'm like, okay, but my heart wasn't in it. And then I ended up in like 10th or 11th or something shit like that at the Arnolds. And I knew I should have waited that year. So that's another, you know, you think about these decisions throughout your career that you should have done. And that's one maybe I should have waited, you know?
You know what, where I'm at, and this might sound like so pussy, but after coming second at the Arnold next year, I really just don't want to do it again. You know,
like that's good enough for me.
I'm good. That's good. Second place is pretty awesome. I'll stick with that.
You know, speaking of the Arnold,
unless I was like a lineup where I'm like, I'm 1000% sure I could win this. There's no way I'm going back. You
know. It's actually interesting you brought up the Arnolds. I want to ask you guys where you think, and I know this is a stupid game, but it's just a game. We're just entertaining people. Where do you think you would be if you did the Arnolds? I'm asking all three of you.
I think I would have been second. I'm very confident I could come second.
Okay, so you think you'd beat? Well, you've already beaten Kuklo, and then
I've beaten everyone there except for Bonac, and Bonac
and Curry.
That's why I said second, though.
Yeah, but you'd have been third. Oh, you think you beat Bonac?
I'm saying I'd beat Bonac. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, at the Olympia, and this is nothing against Bonac. I personally think and I'm very objective about these things. I personally think I beat Bonac fairly at the Olympia. I mean, it's one spot, so I don't really care here or there. So I'm confident that with that next couple months that I could beat him at the Arnold. I don't think I'm anywhere near beating Curry though.
Is there a scenario where you think you beat Curry? Like not this year, but is there a scenario somewhere without him declining? Like not when he's 50. I mean, like within the next couple of years.
It's a hard one with Curry.
It's tough, man. I would have to be like razor fucking sharp to beat, you know, like I think if I have another like 5 to 7 pounds, like if I'm competing like 265 and he's like at 245, 250. So if I can at least, his shape isn't making him look bigger than me, you know, because I'm going to need to be 20 pounds heavier than him to look almost the same size to me.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
And then I'm going to need to just be like lightning sharp, especially like in the legs and glutes and hamstrings. Like if I'm like crazy detailed there, I think maybe, but I don't know. I think I have some flaws like my chest depth and my front double that is like a shot for him that is lights out against me. I think there's some shots I can definitely hold him to and maybe beat him on a couple if I'm like really good, but I think it would be very tough for me.
Roman, where do you see yourself if you had to compete at this Arnold's? Where would you see yourself? The way you look right now, not like the last Roman that competed. You think you'd be top five?
Who do we have?
I can bring up the list, but we have Brandon, Bonac, Kuklo, Samson, Regan, Brett,
Akeem.
Who's
Justin.
that?
Akeem,
Justin. Sorry, Justin. Akeem. Akeem looks focused. I haven't seen any photos of him up. I don't know if he's going to bring something crazy that we're all waiting for. Justin looks like he's getting more and more razor sharp every time he posts a fucking progress photo. Bonac posted his leg shots. I wasn't overly blown away by the legs,
but the back shots he posted today were really good.
The back shots were really good,
but they're always good.
I would be at an eighth, somewhere in there.
You think you'd be eighth?
Yes.
So you think all the guys I just named would beat you?
Yeah.
You're such an asshole.
He's humble. He's very humble.
Too humble. Yeah.
I know I would be harder than anyone up there.
I think you would compare well with the Regan, Sampson, the Brett.
I was just going to say
that group. Yeah.
I'm not going to look like
you might outmuscle him in certain parts, but I think you outmuscle them, especially in like some lower body shot parts. I think conditioning, I think, you know, the only guy I think that'll be like conditioned like you will either be Brett or Bonac, you know?
Yeah. James, have you had to compete now?
Honestly, I don't know. I've honestly not got a lot of faith in myself until the end product's.
All right, fine. Then we'll do it for you. Yeah, let's bring it up because the last shots you posted are fucking nuts.
Yeah, but that's not like in shape, is it?
Yeah, but I mean, fuck, if you dropped 20 pounds, like this is nuts.
Well, it's all right.
Like that's a good, like, I mean, that's up. Like, I think
that's like a very good quality 305, you know?
I don't want to, speak out of fuck. People are going to be like, oh, you're biased. You're his friend, blah, blah, blah. I think this look right here, if you could keep this look.
If I can keep the roundness, like, because I can, when I'm fuller, I'm a bit rounder.
Yeah.
And as soon as, if I diet and I go past, once I drop below like 275, start to fucking look like different.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do because, like, don't remember, I've got fat on me, but I'm not like a fucking heifer.
But he just needs to do like the old like Sam Zabib, like fill him full of 1 million grams of Anadrol the last 2 weeks. You know?
Yeah. I think I do. I think I need to do Anadrol for the last 10 days, like I used to as a junior.
I've never done that.
No?
Yeah,
that's
I don't know.
Right, the French guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Bayiki.
No, Zabib.
Sam. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Where do you think, Iain? Let's be honest. James is a big boy. He can take it.
Yeah. Okay, I think
I'm old enough.
We're doing obviously assuming everyone at their best. I think a best James is certainly battling in that top 3, top 4 for sure.
I was going to say that it'd be interesting to see James next to Brett.
I'd like
I just want to say before you move on, very, very kind of you all.
What'd you say, James?
I just want to say before we move on, that was very nice of you all to say that, Playton.
Oh.
I think James, in terms of a height and structure, actually, I'd like to see you stand next to Kuklo.
I am curious with him and Brett and Bonac. I want to say right now, if James looked like this on stage, I think he could beat Bonac.
I agree.
Do we have a front double somewhere?
I've got front doubles on my phone.
That's a really good look for 305, man.
Yeah. Ain't bad.
What about, I'd be interested to see James with Kuklo, because one of James' weak points is shoulder width.
Shoulder width for sure.
So I'm wondering, like, Kuklo is a fucking really wide guy. So like, but James is thicker front to back. So I wonder how that would play out on stage,
I think you have to do side chest next to him over and over again.
Just do your front double bicep sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, because you never know. Like, is the thickness of the muscle going to outdo the width of Kuklo's shoulders?
My weakest shot is definitely what Roman brought. Is
the front double.
Kuklo is taller and wider than me, and I beat him twice this year. So,
yeah, that's true.
Last year,
but you have
my front double is pretty like average.
Where is your front double, James? Do you know?
You probably got. No, I've got it on my phone. You can't really see it, like fucking. Because
oh wait, let me stop the share.
It's very average at a minute. Sorry.
It's not average. I mean, I think if you can get your abs, not to be washed out on stage, it would look good.
Yeah.
Because that's really the biggest. That's really the biggest knock. Like when people say stuff,
bro,
like,
every time. I know. Yeah, it is absolutely.
Like his abs.
It's like any pose when I'm down, no problem.
Yeah.
If when I elongate, game over.
You said you're doing abs every day.
Yeah, literally. So like my abs and thigh right now, like there's abs, like even at this weight, like so I'm happy. But just this whether it's weird because like my only time my abs have ever looked okay on stage is when I'm full.
Yeah.
Because when I'm flat, they disappear like
I know that.
I've got my abs go to nothing. I'm like you though. I don't have very like deep abs. Like so if you're a little flat and you just lose that little bit of pop there, that's like nothing.
Honestly, boys, if you ran your like hand along my stomach, like the downwards line.
Yeah,
that you get like something. I'd have there's none. My like whatever that tissue is hard down the middle is literally on the surface.
Yeah. No, I used to have the same problem, man. As soon as when I wasn't properly peaked. Look at this fucking hairy. Is it sweaty? Yeah. Is it sweaty hair also? It looked wet.
I was literally just like that until today. I shaved it for the first time like 2 weeks, and it was just like that.
I
started shaving.
I've had the same thing. Like on stage, if I'm not, people are like, "Oh, your abs look like they're out of shape," and I'm like, I'm not fucking peaked properly. It's just that's what happens.
Yeah.
So
I'm very delicate. Like I'm very delicate. Yeah, foods and stuff.
Yeah.
I know I bloat very easy from foods. Off season, I kind of just get on with it, but I need to work out when I'm close to a show. What's the problem?
So we have I just want to say one thing. People keep asking me too about Nick. I said this to somebody in the comment section. I don't talk about other people's shit. So Nick is a friend. If Nick wants to come on the podcast and talk about his business, he's welcome to, but I'm not going to talk about it. And then somebody said, but you talk about other people's business. And I don't. Am I wrong? Like, do we try and avoid drama, don't we? Like, we don't generally talk about other people's
We only talk about other people if they somehow involve one of us. If someone,
or if they publicly come out and talked about it, which Nick really hasn't at this point. Like,
that's right.
If something's already news. Yeah.
Okay, so. And it's like people are like, well, you're being a pussy because you're not talking about it. And I'm like, it's not. If you had a friend and your friend was like, I don't want to talk about this, you'd be respectful and be like, okay, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And even people that come on my show, the first thing, and you guys have all been on individually, the first thing I fucking say is
that anything John was all about?
Is there anything you'd want to leave out that you don't want me to bring up?
I mean, what do people want you to talk about? Like, they know.
I don't know, man.
They don't know that they think we know. Like,
they want to hear it. They want to hear it from us because we're friends with Nick, or they want to hear me ask Nick and have him answer. And I'm like, I'm not going to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird to think that. Like, when Steve was on the show, for example, they did this. They said the same thing. Like, why don't you ask him about his divorce? And I'm like, I'm not going to ask somebody to come on the show and then make them fucking uncomfortable. That's not how it works, man.
No, this isn't fucking Oprah where we're like having like uncomfortable moments, Like, we're not here to like get like clickbait fucking like uncomfortable questions.
If he said to me, because I asked him beforehand, I said, do you want to talk about this? Do you want to leave it out? He goes, we can brush over it. And I said, so we did. But if he said to me, hey, I want to tell my whole side of the story, then I would be like, fucking go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, same goes for Nick. If Nick says, hey, one day I want to fucking talk about all this shit, he's either going to do it on his channel because he's got 1 million fucking subscribers, or he's going to do it on my channel with us. So whatever.
Just reminded me of this, and I don't know why my visa got approved as of this morning.
Oh, so you're now an American. You're legally American.
I got a 3-year visa. I'm here for the long haul.
Good man.
You're not moving home.
I am not moving home anytime soon. That's for sure. No.
I got to drive to Saskatchewan.
I have to. What do you got to go to Saskatchewan for? An event?
I bought a truck.
Oh, so same as me. I need to do that too. So I got the truck in London. So I'm going to come home end of March just to do that.
And you got to drive back to Florida? That's only like it's like 16 hours or something like that.
No, only 20
hours.
Julian just did it, and he did it in 1 day of 8 hours and 1 hour, 1 day of 17 hours.
That's what I would do. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I got to drive to Saskatchewan from here. It's 31 hours.
Yeah, that's long.
So it's going to take me.
I've done it many times.
It's going to take me 2 days to get there and 2 days to get back.
Yeah.
Are you going to bring a camera for that?
I thought I'd YouTube the whole thing. I thought
that would be
cool. That would be good.
I would ship the truck if I was you.
It's like fucking 10 grand, man.
No, it's like $1,500.
What are you talking about? Who? Give me your carrier, please.
To ship our trucks from Ogdensburg on the US side all the way to Florida was like $1,000.
Maybe because I don't listen. I called because they got to take my truck from here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And bring the other truck back.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So two shipping. So yeah, see, mine is ready end of March, but I'm hoping that they at least stop doing the vaccine passports by the end of March.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to deal with that nonsense.
I heard something about that stopping now.
I heard Doug Ford say something about it, but then they're still going pretty hard on the truckers. So I don't really know,
I know, but I don't want to say anything. I don't know. Yeah. I heard something about it being gone because I know my sister-in-law is in the US and she wants to come over to visit the family.
Yeah.
And she can't. She said now she's going to be able to. So I think they're getting rid of PCR tests or a bit of passport, one or the other.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So yeah, whenever, either way, I'll come back. My truck, I think, is ready like mid to end of March. So I have my Tacoma that's in Ottawa. So I got to get that to London and get the truck back. And then I somehow got to get it and my Stinger, ideally, to Florida.
You can just leave the Stinger.
I mean, I could put it on a trailer. I could put it on a U-Haul trailer and drive them both down.
Just sell it. Buy a real sports car. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
That's over now,
No,
if I hadn't just put money into it, I would, but like it's fucking like it would be harder to sell now with the state it's in,
That's why I don't do shit to my cars anymore.
Yeah.
Because every time I do shit to my trucks and I sell them, I lose all the money for the lift and the tires.
Yeah, see, I don't care too much about like making or losing money on the Stinger. I know for trucks it's obviously different, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I mean, either way, they're going to have to get down here. So whether I'm going to pay someone to drive them both down or do it myself, I'm not quite sure. But I'll come to Canada and do the swap.
I need your opinion. So it's $6,500 was the cheapest price I got for shipping my truck and getting the new truck.
Mm-hmm.
So do I pay the $6,500 or do I just YouTube the trip and make it a video?
YouTube the trip, bro.
Yeah, because I thought I could zoom. I could zoom in from the road, and I could do the podcast. I consider going by myself. Sometimes I kind of like that. But Paul also said he might go with me.
Can you do that?
I take Paul and YouTube.
What'd you say? James, you say take Paul and YouTube. Ian, what do you think?
Yes.
I said I couldn't physically do like I can't drive more than an hour or two. So I
oh really? You fall asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that when I was big. I was like that too.
Yeah,
that's a fucking big problem.
So like I know my mom, so I could do it with my mom and she can do long drives like that, no problem. Or my dad, or my buddy Dylan, I could pay and he'll do it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But
my most terrifying moment ever falling asleep at the wheel. I fell asleep at a red light.
Go ahead.
No, I was just sitting at a red light, and you got your foot on the brake, and I'm like, and I fell asleep. And then the cars are fucking zooming by, right? And I'm like, man, if my fucking foot slipped off the brake while my eyes were closed, I would be fucking dead. Like, and it's just scary, man.
That was me after Olympia.
Go ahead, Ian. Sorry, before you go ahead.
I fell asleep with my car in cruise control going 80 and hit a guy stopped at a red light.
You hit a guy stopped at a red light?
He was stopped at the red light and I was in cruise control going 80 and I hit him. Yeah. What
the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
What happened to the guy?
Well, luckily he was a lot more fine than my car because I was in I had a Dodge like Neon or SX 2.0 or whatever you call it at the time. And he was in a Ford Edge. So like, I honestly just ramped under him. So his rear wheels went like over my sunroof.
Holy shit.
The whole front end of my car was completely destroyed. Like my window, the whole front end, everything was fucked. His didn't even look that bad because it kind of like I wedged under it and then he like rolled off, So like his rear bumper was a little fucked up, but like he wasn't that bad. Like he had like some whiplash in his neck, but like I mean, my car was completely fucking destroyed.
But were both of you fine other than the whiplash?
Yeah, I was lucky. We were both very lucky. Yeah.
Holy fuck, man, that's terrible.
Situation that's like I had like those nightmares thinking of like what if is at that time. That intersection there, it was an intersection right before my house. I was 200 yards from my house.
Yeah.
And they were building a new road there, and they had workers working with like box trucks and stuff like at that intersection. So that I hadn't been stopped there, I would have like mowed into a bunch of fucking workers.
Yeah. Holy shit.
So like I think I'm like, holy fuck, this could have been so much worse, you know?
This happened to me like a couple of weeks ago. I'm driving with my wife on a not on a freeway, but on a regular street. And all of a sudden I hear her scream, "Hey!" Grab the wheel and turn it back into our lane because I was sleeping.
Oh,
I fell asleep, and she grabbed the wheel, tore it over because I was going into oncoming traffic. I was already over there.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Oh, it's just like, if I had been by myself.
I fall asleep at red lights all the time, though.
That's terrifying.
After Olympia, when I was in Boca, I was doing that literally every day.
Yeah,
it was bad. I was like,
"This is the best feature." Like, you know, Fouad, you need to get my Stinger has this, the auto hold. So it's like when you fully depress the brake, when you fully depress the brake, the car stays stopped, like parked.
I was just gonna say when you're telling that story, my cars have the adaptive cruise, so it slows down if there's something, or it has auto hold, so you can just put the brake and then leave it.
Yeah. The silly thing is too, like. I was in cruise control on a road that was 80, and it was like a city road. I was so lazy and tired that I put myself in cruise control going down a city street, you know?
James, did you just take a selfie with us in the background?
I tried, but it didn't really work.
Let me see what it turned out like.
Oh, I've got rid of it because I'm going to just do a normal one now. So you're actually being recorded as we speak.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what I do when I'm driving on the freeway by myself to stay awake?
Oh.
When I feel like that I'm getting like, you know, nosy, I go like this. I bite my finger.
I bite my nails
myself.
Listen, no, I bite my nails. I found when I bite my nails, it keeps me awake.
You know what the best trick is? This sound fucked up, and a guy told me this a long time ago. If you're falling asleep at the wheel and you start to jerk off, you'll never fall asleep.
You got to take your pants off.
Wait. I fell asleep trying to have a wank the other day. So that's bullshit. I literally like, because the anchor's gone to Norway.
In the comfort of your home. If you're driving and you start wanking, you're good. You're staying awake.
Do you think? Are you sure? Because that would be dangerous for me.
Have you ever wanked while driving?
Eating would probably work too. Eating.
Wait, I asked Ian a question.
Go ahead.
No.
You have for sure.
I've never done this.
100% Ian has jerked off
in my life.
To be fair, he probably, you know what you would do? You could always ask your own missus, could you just suck it while I drive?
Melissa's very good at, like, she can drive forever. I can't drive like that, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a normal secret that doesn't involve sex that absolutely will keep you awake for sure.
Then we don't want to know.
No, listen. Sunflower seeds. I'm telling you. From Windsor to Toronto, I had a bag of
trick to getting
the ones that you have to break open, not the ones, the ones that come in the shell already.
Yeah.
So if you just chew them and you break them open, eat the seed, whatever. I did that all the way to Toronto. I was wide awake the whole fucking time.
I think we also know, especially us three, maybe not James, the best way to stay awake is just fucking hack Donnie's butt.
I don't do that.
I don't know what it is.
I don't do that.
Just smoke cigarettes the whole drive. You're good. That's it.
Yeah,
that will keep you awake for sure.
Smoking cigarettes keeps you awake.
Guy would probably chew tobacco.
Yeah,
guy would chew tobacco. Yeah,
and spit all the time. That would keep him awake too.
That keeps you awake too. Yeah.
Smoking a cigar, smoking cigarettes, that would keep you awake.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some questions.
Sure.
Okay.
Actually, before we do questions, so Mo, who else is out of the Arnold's now? Mo, Raphael, and who? And Nathan. So, does that change any of our predictions?
No.
I think I have to move Samson up in my prediction though. He's fucking looking pretty crazy.
Yeah, I've kind of given him. I gave him a little bit of a bump.
I see Samson in the top 5, man. I almost feel like the newer guys, I don't want to say newer guys, I don't know how to put it, but I almost feel like Brett, Regan, and Samson are going to make some fucking noise. Like they're going to shock a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Samson looks really fucking good, man. Like look, I'll be the first one to say I haven't been Samson's biggest fan in the past, but I mean, in terms of how he's looking now and the improvements he's made, I mean, they're pretty undeniable that he looks really fucking
But I
good.
think a lot of your doubt about Samson was more conditioning based than physique based.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I mean, yes, because I have this thing in my head that like guys that typically don't get in shape just never do.
Yeah. Well, no, I think him and Milos have kind of figured it out.
I mean, him and with Regan too. I mean, Regan looks great as well.
The one thing I will say for Samson, though, and in his defense about conditioning, is I think they were kind of doing it on their own, and they were doing a lot of experimentation from what he told me. So they didn't really have, the top coach like a Chad or a Hani or a Patrick or a Matt to really guide them. And I think now that he does, once John came on the scene and then Milos took over, I think Samson's physique is showing why some people need coaches. Yeah. Or why coaches can be.
I also think the switch to being a full-time bodybuilder has made a big impact for him as well.
Yeah.
That's true too. When he came on with us, he was able to quit his job and he was able to really focus on what he was doing. But he just got really, really good lines. The only thing I see,
it's a very like 90s, like Chris Cormier look,
Well, I was just going to say, like in this shot, when I look at this hands clasped, if the shoulders were a little thicker, this would be really, really impressive. Like it's still impressive anyway, don't get me wrong. But if we're talking like top 5 at the Olympia, top 8 at the Olympia,
a little more shoulders and a little, I don't know if it's opposing, but a little more hamstring drop on that side try.
Over here,
yeah. I think he can honestly change that in posing, just smush it up a little more. Or
sorry.
Go ahead.
What I think what I think he does. I think from the side on the side chest, I think he flexes his hamstring.
Yeah.
I never understand that. Like when you flex it, it contracts. Like
it goes up, right?
Can I give you that answer, Ian?
Yeah.
I always had trouble doing it. I always had trouble flexing my glute and not flexing my hamstring.
I'm like that.
Yeah, I just think about like, when you're walking up the stairs and you're like siblings behind you and you're afraid they're going to shove something up your ass. That like
That's
feeling.
like,
oh wait, that worked. I've just done it.
Yeah, see?
Wow, shit.
It's like when your wife's behind you on the stairs, and you're like, she's gonna shove her fucking fist at my ass or something. You get that feeling where you're like, I gotta move quicker. That's what I think about. I don't think about flexing my hamstrings. I just kind of like tighten my ass together.
I can when I sit there and I'm in the mirror practicing, I can make it happen. Yeah. But it's for some reason that connection just I never could get it properly. Set up. So I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or maybe it's just a hard opposing thing for him. I don't know.
The photo's also kind of from that front angle more, so you can see like if the photo was more from the side around more, you'd see it more.
Yeah. Go ahead, Roman. What were you gonna say?
If you ask me, it's way easier to not flex your hamstring. You don't have to. It's the.
But he's saying flexing his hamstring and his glute at the same time.
For me, when I try and flex my glute, it flexes my hamstring almost. It's almost like I can't separate them.
You know what I do? Of course it's the leg that's in front, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing I do is I shift my weight on the leg that's showing. Yeah. And then my glute contracts so that I'm not falling over, and my calf contracts and my hamstring is loose. All right. Well, I'm going to come back out of I'm going to come back out of retirement so I can use Roman's pointers. Yeah. See if I can make it happen. So Samson, Brett, Regan. Who are we forget? Justin. I forgot Justin again. And Akeem. Is Akeem doing anything? Has he posted anything special? Anybody seen?
No, he posted a front
double.
The
last picture I saw was a front double. It looked mad.
Yeah, but I don't know if that picture's recent or if it's
Yeah.
Was it in his stories or did he post it here? Is this
stories,
when's this from?
That's old.
11 weeks.
Yeah, that's old. Go to his tag photos. Tag.
Come on, Akeem, show us something.
There was a front double he posted.
There was a nutty front double.
Really, eh? I didn't. Oh, there it is. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw this one.
Biceps are stupid.
Look dry. Looking dry from the front.
The fucking biceps.
This is bonky. This is 2 weeks ago.
Look at the forearm. The right forearm.
Yeah. I mean, the shape is incredible.
I know.
If he could
big
honestly,
lap, big chest, huge arms.
My only complaint ever has always been if he just get his back as lean and dry as his legs, he would be fucking very, very dangerous.
Yeah, agreed.
That's a crazy shape, though.
It's beautiful. It's like look at this tiny waist, fucking massive arms.
This is a Mr. Olympia quality front double for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I mean, this can stand next to Curry and compete. There's no doubt.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Do you think if, let's say, his back was dry and detailed, do you think Akeem could beat Brandon?
Yes,
maybe.
Do I think his back will get there? Yeah. Do I think if it was? Could he? Yes.
But I wonder, because Brandon Curry's got an amazing back, right? So would it be too
I think
much?
It's the lower half, though. The lower half of Akim from the front. Yeah. Brandon's side's brilliant, but I think the front and the back of Akim's legs are just so
but I mean,
crazy.
even Akim's legs from the side, man, like that picture we saw before.
Yeah,
side was fucking nutty, man. Like some of the craziest side legs there is.
It's the closest thing to Coleman, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And maybe we should point out in real life when he walks, it's like a horse walks by you.
Yeah,
it looks stupid. You know, I mean it's like you look at it and then you look past it and then you have to look back. Like,
yeah,
I really want to see Akeem. I want to see him do well. Like, he seems like a really nice guy, and I really want to see him. When you have a physique like this, I always want to see it just peak. It's kind of like how people feel about Cedric, right?
This is a fan of the sport. You want to see the best physiques come in at their absolute best.
But no, I mean, specifically when you talk about certain guys, because you know it's kind of like when I think of like Lionel Bayeki.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, if Lionel Bayeki could just be 100%, he could fucking, he would be incredible, right? So
he's so annoying. He's so annoying to me.
Wait,
not in a hostile way.
I know what you mean.
I'm like, if I had his body, or if Ian or James or you, if we had that body, we would like.
Hey, before we go on, I just want to say, happy birthday, Ben.
Ben.
So Ben's a surprise guest. This is your birthday. This is your birthday gift for me. You get to hang out with us.
Thanks. I expect an actual fucking gift in the post.
If you could
Roman was on it.
If you could have any gift, what would it be, Ben? Within reason,
one, Ben.
Obviously not like fucking, not your Porsche GT3.
A wider, thicker back. Is that allowed?
Is that the first thing? I would. Do you want to be shorter? Maybe if you were shorter, you would just have a bigger back.
Fuck no. I don't want to be.
Okay,
like
that's
you.
actually a good question, Ben. If you could be, you're what, 6'1" right now?
6'1", yeah, right now, yeah,
right now. Or he might be 6'2".
Okay, you're 6'1".
It's not like weight is like what are you right now? Like height is once you're 20, that's your height.
Why did it invite you to be on here? Fuck you. So
I don't know.
If you could be, if someone said, hey, you're going to be 5'9", but you keep all your muscle, would you do it?
No, because I still have shitty insertions and tie-ins.
Okay, fine. Let's say everybody said you're 5'9", and now you have better insertions. Would you do it? Would you be 5'9" to be a pro? Is basically what I'm asking you.
I think I would.
A top 10 pro.
Okay. Yes. Right.
Winning smaller shows and coming top 10 at the Olympia.
Okay. Yeah, I would take that. Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of overrated. I'm kind of jealous of your height.
Nice. No, that's why I would have said no until Ian put once he moved it into the top 10. I was like,
What about top 15?
Look, anyone at the Olympics, anyone
never been top 10 at the Olympics.
Fuck yeah, I knew you were gonna fucking
He's like, well, what about me? I was 14th.
I know. I'm like,
no, look, Olympia.
You're such an asshole, Ian.
If you said Ben, you could be 5'9" and an Olympian, I'd probably take it. Yeah.
Well, then I fit in that category. Fuck you, Ian.
I just caught on to it. That's all.
All right. So anyway, what's going on, Ben? What are you doing for your birthday? You're dieting.
I'm dieting. I just trained legs. I did something dumb. I hurt my hip a little bit, but whatever.
Motherfucker squat 7 plates today.
How much did you squat to hurt your hip? Or
what did you hurt?
7 plates.
I did a 7-plate squat.
Is that how you hurt yourself?
I don't know whether it was the 7-plate or then the back off of 6 plates, but it was one of them. It's okay. I then went on. It's all right. It's just tight. It's just super tight up in.
Yeah.
It's real high up, kind of going into the groin.
You didn't feel anything pop or anything like that?
No, it feels tight, not torn or anything. So I'm okay. Yeah. I trained the rest of my legs after and then did cardio. It was all right, but it's just a little sore.
Stretch that.
I wasn't going to. I was going to do 6 plates and go for 10. And then Denise, I looked at Denise like, "What should I do?" I say, "It is my birthday." And she was like, "Go big." I was like, "All right, fuck it."
Your wife, go big.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. So, the voice of
reason. My wife's like that too.
Yeah. I should have known better. I should have known better to not ask her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because also she knows how my brain is wired as well. And she knows I was looking for somebody to
validate it.
Give me that little like push over the edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think we're all like that. I used to do that all the time. I would do like a 3-plate Smith machine press, and I'd be like, should I go to 3.5? Should I go to 4? And I would wait for my buddy to be like, yeah, do it. And then I'd be like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I was pretty certain I was going to get like 5 or 6 with it, and I just fucked up the second rep.
Yeah, your first rep, the speed you had on the first one looks like you could have done 4 or 5.
Oh, you posted it already?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was look on the second rep. I said to Denise, my leg strength is. I know I've got the strength. Yeah. I just have to keep it in line, and I lost
the second rep.
I just lost it on the second rep.
Yeah, the line went out on the second.
What are you?
Rep.
Are you squatting?
The speed on the first rep is a set you could do 5 or 6 reps with. Like, look at
Ben,
this.
are you squatting in running shoes?
Look at this. It pops up like nothing. Boom. You know. And this one you can see you're not quite in the
just there. And then it shifts on me a little bit, and I was like, nah, that's not right. And then I did my actual set on the next video, which is the 6 plates, and I got 9 here. But
Ben, what kind of bar are you using?
That's a Texas Power Bar standard. I actually was the bar on the left that's in the rack is standing up. I've got the squat bar, and when I go over 6 plates, I normally use that. It's longer and it's got a little less whip on it. But I didn't plan to go to 7 otherwise. And then once I was up there, I was like, I'm not going to unrack and then re-rack all.
Dude, it's so crazy to me how easily you move 6 plates.
Crazy, eh?
But it's one of the reasons I got away from squatting, because I was like, it's not already helping my legs.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think if I can get 6, I think if I can squat 6 plates for sets of 10 or more, that will help my legs.
Absolutely will.
Oh yeah, for sure. The volume will do it.
Okay, go to my Instagram and the exercise I did yesterday. Do you guys do this? I got so many people doing comments about like, oh my God, so uncomfortable on your neck. But I'm like, this shit isn't uncomfortable at all.
I used to do this.
Prone rows.
I used to do this for I did this for rear delt.
You got a little bit of a shift with it. You're purposely like, as you lift, you move your head down.
Yeah, it's
because there's people that do it. People do it like this, don't they? They go like that, and then they leave their head like that.
I've never done this with rows. I used to do this with rear delts. So
yeah.
So
Matt likes these, doesn't he? Jansen likes these. He used to do this.
Ian's got like 200-pound fucking dumbbells, though. He's not doing rear delts.
150s. They're 150s.
No. I just mean the motion with your neck, right? Like it didn't.
I've actually done exactly the same thing, but I had the bench a little higher and then set a towel and put it on my chest there.
Helms rows, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about the squat bars again, Ben. So you would like because I did 6 plates for a few weeks, let's say, and I always like the bar that doesn't feather
wobble.
Yeah. You have to time it right. Especially on that 6 plate, I was in a rhythm, and if you get a little ahead of yourself, that whip, if you mistime that whip, it fucks you.
Yeah, it'll get
you all over the place. Yeah. But if I can get hold of a really stiff bar, I think. What is it? I know Elite FTS sell a bunch of different bars, and there's one on this. Someone will know it. It's a real stiff bar. It's lovely to squat heavy with because it doesn't give on you.
If you guys know it, DM Ben. Don't comment because he probably is not going to read the comments. So just DM him and let him know.
I love a stiff bar on a squat, man.
Yeah. It makes a big difference.
If you go down, if you have a wimpy bar, if you go down too fast, it goes up and then it hits you down even further. And then it pushes you down again.
Yeah.
I hate a stiff bar for deadlifting though. I want as much fucking whip in that bar.
It's easier on a deadlift. That's why.
Give me all that whip, baby.
My best sets of deadlift are always a proper whippy bar.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what? Luke and I used to complain. There was a bar at Ripped. It was too whippy for doing high rep. If we were doing a single, or we were doing dead stop, then I want a bendy bar. But if we were doing like some touch and goes, I want a stiff bar.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happens.
You know what the problem was there, Ben, as well? Is that their plates were hexagonal, weren't they? Or octagonal.
hexagonal.
Yeah.
They used to fuck you. Like, so they'd come down and shift, and you'd be like,
I did a touch and go with the hexagonals, 7 plates aside, and that thing was just like, if you looked at like the alignment on it, every rep was different. It was like moving around on me all over the place.
Yeah, that's functional training.
Yeah.
That's it. They're training from different planes. Rotational.
Ben, we were talking about the Arnolds, and we're talking about how Raphael, Mo, and Nathan are Mo Shaban and Nathan are out. And I said, I think it's going to be a shocking Arnold because I feel like Samson, Regan, and Brett are going to kind of move into their own.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same, or do you still think it's going to be the old guard of Brandon, Bonac, Kuklo?
I can't remember exactly what my prediction was, but I had Regan, I think, in second anyway, before everyone dropped out.
I think you had Brett in second.
I know I had Regan high.
Very
high.
I can find it. Yeah, I think you had Regan high too. I think you had Brett
because I'm big on Regan. I mean, I'm big on Brett too, but before everyone dropped out, or not everyone dropped out, before those 3 got injured or pulled out for whatever reason, I thought Regan's going to do very well. Samson recently.
Ben, you have
Samson.
Ben, you have Curry, Nathan, Regan, Brandon. Brett, Kuklo.
Okay, well, so
Nathan's
so
out,
second.
So Regan's second. Yeah. You think Regan over Brett, eh?
From the back, maybe.
Why? Brett's got a great back. I know.
Yeah, but
Regan's got a great back, but so does Brett. I don't think it's like not.
This is going to be such a good show, man. I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah.
It sounds like it as you yawn.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Are you going, Ian?
Yeah.
What?
Are you going to the Arnold?
I didn't have any plans to. I don't really know.
Why don't you go? We're all going to be there.
Are you guys all going to be there?
Me, Ben, Guy, Brett.
I'm jamming.
Are you coming, James?
I'm chilling at home, bro.
Roman, you're not coming?
When you come back to the US, James?
I don't know right now. Because the show I'm going to aim for is actually the UK Arnold.
Yeah.
I'm coming back for that.
When is it? When is it?
September.
I got plenty of time.
Oh.
I'm going to
be in
come do it, man.
There.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say I'm going to the Arnold. You're coming to the Arnold UK as well, right?
I'm coming to the Arnold UK as well.
Yeah.
You're actually coming to the Arnold UK?
Are you excited?
I'm coming back for it.
Here?
Sorry, Ian, go ahead.
I forgot until the other day you're commentating the Arnold. That must be exciting. That's coming up, eh?
I'm starting to get nervous, actually, to be honest with you.
I bet, yeah.
Because you know what I figured? I'm like, people wanted me to do it. And also, there's a bunch of Sean Ray fans that didn't want me to do it. So it's going to be
no such thing as Sean Ray fans.
I was just going to say that.
There might be fans of Sean Ray's physique and from what he looked like 35 years ago. But there's not fans of Sean Ray. There's zero. There's literally zero.
I'm going to try and have as much fun with it as I can. And just pretend I'm sitting here doing it like we always do it. That won't be
you got Dennis with you. That's awesome.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Have you got to do the whole thing?
I don't know yet. They haven't given us our exact schedule of what we're doing. I'm assuming.
So you got to do all the research on. If you have to, you got to do research from all categories.
You know, I don't do research.
What are you going to wear?
I'm saying you should.
Yeah. Nah, I don't do research. I'm just going to be. I'm going to be the way I always am.
I'm going to do it on the night.
Just do it the way. Do what you got. What got you there? That's what you got to do, right?
What are you going to wear?
I ordered I'm having a suit and a couple sport coats made. So I have a black on black suit.
Nice.
Yeah, all black.
Slimming.
What tie?
A little bling on my tie. Black tie with a little bling on it.
There you go.
And then
all black. You're gonna look like you're gonna go to the funeral.
Nah, I'm pulling the Johnny Cash fucking.
Okay.
Johnny.
Are you
Cash
gonna wear a hat?
No, but I might. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll wear like a
bowler hat, bruv. Bowler hat.
A bowler. Yeah, wear a bowler.
What's a bowler? What's that?
You know what it is.
It.
1 second.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Kingsman shit.
Like Peaky Blinders, the Peaky Blinders shit. So
yeah.
Imagine
that. That's like a flat cap, right? Isn't it? The Peaky Blinders one.
That's what I want to see you in, bruv.
No, the fez. Get a fez.
I'll get one of these. I can wear one of these.
Please. No, go back.
You're not Indiana Jones, mate.
That's a fedora. That's a little metro.
You can't have a fedora. You're not Indiana Jones.
I got one of these. I can wear one of these.
Yeah, wear one of those.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
That's what I said, like the flat cap. Fouad,
yes.
Type in on Google, type in fez.
What is it? F or PH?
F F-E-Z.
You're gonna know what it is.
Fez hat.
Yeah.
You're such an asshole.
Yeah.
My grandfather had one of these.
It makes me think of Will Ferrell from
my God.
Hours.
Here it is.
They have them in Indiana Jones as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oops. What am I doing here?
Oh, Peaky Blinders. Hat.
Let's see. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I'll pull off one of these. I'll get a black one.
It's funny because you're not from Birmingham.
Wear one of these before.
What's that, Ian?
You got to be from Birmingham, mate.
Wear one of these.
Yeah, I'm serious. I have one. I used to wear it.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen you wear it. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm
do the what's the the Kangol hat that Samuel wears, the backwards one.
Yeah. No.
The proper beret.
No, I'm excited. I want to do a good job. I want to have fun with it, and then hopefully, if they like what we're doing, hopefully they'll have us do other Arnolds and just be me and Dennis kind of doing all the Arnold.
It's not really true though, it's not really true though, is it?
What's not true?
I want to do really well. I'm really nervous. I'm not going to do any research. Fuck it. Like you should definitely. I'm just saying you should definitely do some research.
What research do you want me to do, man?
Like
who won last year?
Competitor history.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just about the Open. You're only thinking about the Open. I'm talking. If you've got to do all the other categories, you probably should brush up on. I'm talking
about what's on stage. I don't care about their histories. I don't care about anything else.
Okay, you need to know their names.
I know the names.
You can't say that. Okay, number 43.
The guy
you should at least know who won.
The guy with the black hair. That guy looks good. That's what I'm going to say.
Just let Dennis say their names, isn't it? Just say, Dennis, who's this one?
I'm just going to lean on Dennis. Don't worry about it, Ben. I got it. Ben's being a good friend. He's worried about me fucking everything up.
Ian said you should do research too. Everyone, like,
I am good. I'm fucking with you. I'm going to research. I got it. Don't worry.
God, I got it, man. I don't trust you.
Oh well, if I fuck it all up, we'll just come back to the podcast and that'll be my shit.
Absolutely.
No, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna do research. I'm gonna know who's there.
You're gonna do great.
Thank you, Ian. See, Ian's
you
positive.
know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? You're gonna put an earpiece in and have all of us on the second, channel, and we can tell you what to say.
I was thinking that when I had you guys on, I'm like, this is a totally like bodybuilding high IQ podcast.
Yeah.
Between the four of you, especially Roman has Roman's got
knows who makes the machines.
Photographic fucking memory. Like
he's German. He's just like his thing.
Yeah. If I could have an earpiece with you four telling me what to like. But
if you don't want me in your ear, I'm telling you.
Oh, Ian, Ben will fuck my shit up on purpose. Okay, let's do some questions. Ben, are you going to stay for the whole time, or you just came in and say happy birthday?
No, I'm gonna check out because I'm gonna go make some dinner and chill out.
Should we sing happy birthday to Ben before he goes?
Happy birthday! Come on.
To you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Ben. Happy birthday to you.
And you can say hip hip hooray.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
28, baby.
6 years left and you have to retire from amateur bodybuilding.
I'm gonna retire now.
All right, go make dinner, dude. We'll talk. I'll text you for the fights later.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Okay.
Good seeing you.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye,
mate.
You guys watch the fights at all or no? Ian, are you watching them tonight?
Which fights are tonight?
Israel Adesanya is fighting Robert Whittaker tonight. Yeah. You don't watch that? I used to be so much more into it because my wife was into it. We watch it together. And now my wife just sits there on her phone. So I'm like, not as fun.
Super Bowl's tomorrow.
I know. I was thinking about that. I think I'm gonna have a couple of friends over and have some pizza and shit, and wings.
Cool. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Are you gonna
eat? Left out.
Why?
Yeah, Jansen's
playing. Me too. Who's playing?
I don't even know who's playing. Don't feel bad. I don't.
LA Rams and Cincinnati Bengals.
Listen, I used to watch football religiously, and like 4 years ago, I just stopped. I just don't even like. Do you watch football during the season, Ian? No.
I have like characters that I like and follow, but like I don't follow the team until it's like in the playoffs where we'll like get together and watch it as a social event.
That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. So James, you don't watch UFC or football?
Don't.
Me neither.
Neither, eh? Roman, I thought you would watch.
They both live in Europe. They don't watch this shit.
I know, but I thought Roman would watch fighting at least. He's kind of violent.
I do my own.
That's
fighting.
what the streets are like out there.
What did you say?
What
did you say, Roman?
Says he does his own.
I do my own fighting.
Where with your wife, or you actually do? When was the last time you were in a fight? Probably
decent cage matches.
When was the last time you were in a fight? When you were a bouncer, like 10 years ago.
Yes, that's right.
Is it, or have you been in a fight more recently?
More recently, also.
When was the last
He's
time?
Gone red. He's had a fight recently.
I don't know if
you don't know if you tell it and it's bad, I'll cut it out. Don't worry.
No, it's cool. So, because actually she said it. I told you that my wife hits me in the face when we have sex.
Yes.
she listened to that podcast and then she said, "How come you never talk about when you hit me in the face?"
No, you don't.
And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't
do that.
maybe a little tap.
Yeah, like a a sexy slap.
Yeah, smack around.
She said, "Man, last time I almost passed out."
That's funny.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, man, with that choking shit. Choking and slapping. Sometimes you get carried away.
Yeah.
She said, "Last time I almost passed out." Then I actually asked if I can tell it on the show. She said, "Yeah, that's good."
James,
that's cool.
You never choked, have you? Are you a choker? Or do you like being
choking,
or do you like being choked?
Listen, if I was getting choked, I'd love it, but no one chokes me.
I'll choke.
I would love it.
I'll choke.
I would love it. As long as my missus, you can choke me while my missus does me.
I'll help you out.
Ian will choke. Ian will choke you.
Yeah.
I'll just stand there while you're having sex.
I'll just stand there on the side of the bed and choke you while you and her have sex.
That would feel good. It would feel marvelous.
Yeah. I got a pretty good.
I wouldn't mind being choked because I do find I don't know. Yeah, domination is quite cool, isn't it?
1 second though, I have to ask you something. I'm asking all three of you. Do you like doing the dominating, or do you like being dominated sometimes?
Both.
I don't like being dominated.
You don't like being dominated?
Not really.
So if your wife slapped you, you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
No, that I'd probably be into because it'd be so uncharacteristic of her. I'd be like, "This is fucking awesome." But
yeah, that's right.
I'd be like, "I'm doing something right if she's getting this riled up."
Yeah, yeah. That's how I see it. That's why I like that shit. That's why I like that stuff. How come you don't? You don't? But you're saying you don't like it.
No, I'm not like, it just doesn't really do anything for me,
I could do anything to you and you would like it.
She said she could do anything to me and I'd like it, which is true.
That's pretty much how we all are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be physically hurt, but I mean, I wouldn't care if she fucking spat in my mouth or anything. But I mean,
hurt.
I don't want to be punched in the face.
No, I don't want to be hurt. That's not what I mean by domination. I guess I meant if your girl chokes you or slaps you or do you like? I like that shit.
I'm down with choking. I'm cool with.
Yeah. James. Well, you've already said
if Yannicka hopped on me and started choking me and bouncing, I'd be fucking in my element. Brilliant.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
It would be brilliant.
I hope she hears this and then she tries it.
Brilliant is the best word.
Have you asked and not received? Have you ever asked her?
No, but I don't know if she's that. I don't think she's that kind of.
Yannicka's I feel like Yannicka's like Summer. They're more ladylike.
Yeah, it just does choking work the same if you ask for it though?
No, exactly.
It would for me. It would be better
if you're choke me and she just starts choking you. You're okay with that?
No, not in the moment. I mean, if you said it and then a week later it happened.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
No, if I had to ask for it that minute, I wouldn't be the same.
I was gonna say that's kind of not really.
No.
Stare at her, they choke me now. Yeah, no, I think it would be fun. It would be fun.
Roman, you're thinking about something. What are you thinking about?
Yeah, one time when she gave me a blowjob, she bit my dick really hard. Really hard. And the pain, listen guys, the pain is special.
Yeah,
very bad. And it fucking hurt, but it actually, I think I got harder afterwards.
Babe, do you want to try biting my dick?
Roman, you're my favorite person, man. You're so matter of fact.
Must have
you don't tiptoe around it. You're like, one time she was sucking my dick. It's so blatant. Did you just ask
Melissa
if she bite your dick?
adrenaline and
No, I didn't.
You know, like when you damage, you know, when you get damaged, like obviously blood rushes to that area.
It's like, whoo,
It damaged your cock, literally. So the blood's like
exactly.
Yeah,
man. And she did it a couple more times after that, and I could feel it. I could feel the blood flow like hours afterwards. Still,
this is so in depth.
So now is it like a normal thing? Like, does she do it all the time now?
Sometimes,
semi-regularly.
It's part of the arsenal. Yeah.
All
right. Right. Did you just ask Melissa for that?
Yeah, I asked if she'd be okay to do it.
Did she say okay?
All right. Are you gonna bite my dick sometime? She says she couldn't do it.
She does it with the back teeth, like.
Oh, she like a carrot.
Like it's like
carrots.
Gets it back.
That's more like squishing it, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys are fucking hilarious. Man.
It's like chewing on a cigar, you know.
I swear to God, I feel like one of the fans watching this at home. I'm like just laughing along. You guys are just talking shit.
One guy commented under my last I think the squatting video. Hey Roman, you're one of my favorites. We have similar sex preferences. Like, thanks, man.
Nice. Bodybuilding.
Nice.
I think your sex preferences are I'm not saying they're abnormal. You're just the only one who will talk about them freely.
I think it's Germany.
Is it a German thing?
Is it a German thing?
It is actually funny because when I have like Americans or something like that come to shows over here to like bodybuilding shows, they're always astounded about how people backstage are just walking around naked.
Yeah.
European shows are very different like that.
Isn't German porn a thing? Like, doesn't it have its own category?
Yes.
Because it's like more violent or more rough or more something.
The nastiest stuff is Czech.
Czech.
They eat shit, don't they?
From Czech Republic. Oh, that's so fucking
What did
nasty.
you say, James?
They eat shit. Like they get the shit in their mouths, isn't it?
Like scat play and shit.
Oh.
And they're like they chew it and shit.
Is it? Can't be just a Czech thing.
Yeah, 2 girls, 1 cup is actually Czech.
It's actually a Czech thing. It's only Czech. Anyone Czech out there?
You just pissed off the whole country for sure.
In Czech Republic,
I'm picking them up because they've got balls and they're willing to try new things.
Yeah, exactly. In Czech Republic, there are clubs and there's video of it. You can actually if you Google search Czech gangbang parties, there's clubs.
He's Googled it before.
Of course,
he's clearly Googled it before.
There's clubs. There's clubs. Okay, they're set up like glory hole clubs.
Yeah,
you pay an entry, and then there's glory holes where you can stick your dick in. There's other holes in the wall where there's just female legs like sticking out. You can fuck the pussy. And there's brutal. Other holes where you just there's just an ass sticking out and you can do doggy style on that. You never see the woman, you just see it, asses, pussies, and holes where you can stick your dick in.
That's pretty.
1 second. No, I can't.
But at least you don't even got to talk to him.
Who was trying to look it up?
No, I have one. I can't single out the photo.
Huh. You actually found a photo of this?
Well, yeah, kind of. Let me see. Wait a minute.
Wow.
Let me see if I can do this. Oh, that's not really.
You're going to do a live podcast in Czech.
Okay, so let's see if here. So, like, is that a hole behind her?
Exactly. Yeah. No, she's sticking out. Her legs are sticking out of the hole. You see the curtain there?
Yeah, and she's just her upper half.
We highlight that this is for educational purposes only, so people don't get offended.
You can't see.
We're learning about a new country and their ways.
Yeah, this is her camera, like her. Yeah, but outside there's the room with all the guys. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they just take turns from behind?
I feel a bit bad.
Yeah, that's from the front, and then other girls are set up from behind.
I don't think you have to feel bad for her, James. She probably went in there voluntarily.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
Like she volunteered to go in there.
Yeah, some people love that.
You could do that as a man. Like you could just lay there with your dick for a hole and then just get it rolled out like rolled.
I'm sure they have that there too. You know.
Yeah, there's probably a place where you can do that, James.
If not, we'll make it happen.
like, trying to get...
And the owner of the club will be none other than Roman.
I swore when I started this podcast, I'm like, I'm with 3 high IQ bodybuilding guys.
Here we are.
Bodybuilding podcast. Now Roman has got us looking at fucking glory holes.
Huh. Glory holes, bro. I didn't even know they were real.
This is very educational. For the next person that does their like trip to Czech Republic, they got to be careful of these things, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Don't end up in a glory hole.
Everyone was doing the Prague Pro show.
Yeah.
Watch out.
This is travel advice.
Oh, wait. I might do Prague again.
James, you didn't know what a glory hole was? Or you just didn't know it was?
Yeah, but I didn't know they were like literal. I didn't know they're literal. I didn't know that.
Glory holes started as like a gay trucker thing, you know, like where they have like holes in bathroom walls, and like they just stick it in there, and another trucker would come like suck their dick or something.
Yeah. So this kind of, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
How mad would you be if you did that and it was a dude on the other side of the wall you didn't know?
That's the point, is that you don't know.
It doesn't make gay, bruv.
I guess it's not gay unless you're gay.
It's not gay, bruv.
Right there. See, if you don't know, if you don't know, is it gay?
Well,
like if I just stick my dick through a glory hole, hoping and expecting a woman, and a man comes and sucks my dick, and I come in his mouth, am I now gay?
Do you know he's a man afterwards? Like, did you figure it out afterwards?
No.
You just never ever know.
Well, even if I do figure it out later, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, it's not like you knew. So even if you find out after the fact, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think that's gay. But if you went back to the same place, then you would be gay.
Go back to that same hole the same night.
Wait, but no, because potentially I didn't even know that it was a guy, so I could go back and it could just be another guy.
No, because now, you're saying you knew. So I'm saying if you knew and you went back to that hole, then you would be gay. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe the next time I go, I'm hoping, okay, this time it's going to be a woman.
Yeah, this time.
this time I'll get it right.
Ian's always got the answer.
You're hilarious. All right, let's do some bodybuilding questions.
Okay.
Do you share any specific traits with your parents or siblings? I know it's not a bodybuilding question, but I thought it was interesting. Is there anything specific that you can think of?
Yeah, I have one thing.
What?
My sister's kid. My sister just had a kid, so her kid is 2. It's a female, and she has the same kinked ear that I have.
Really?
See how one of my ears kinks down more than the other?
Yeah.
Like it's quite a bit kinked down. No one else in my family has it, and her daughter's is like the exact same kinked down.
That's crazy.
That's my sister's kid.
Yeah.
And my sister and my dad so my dad has an oldest daughter, so I have a half sister, and my full sister. They both have that their first and second toe on one of their feet are conjoined like 3/4 of the way up.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Obviously something my dad passed to them, but my dad doesn't have conjoined toes.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know if this counts, but my dad's belly stuck out and his ass stuck out, and I have that.
So you're fat and a fat ass, just like your dad.
You're a duck. You look like
Don't call my dad a fat ass. No, but you're a duck.
You look like a duck.
No, I mean my dad's hips were twisted, and mine are also.
Yeah, you got like that dump.
Yeah. So we share that. You share that similarity. All right, let's do a real bodybuilding question. Which one would you pick? The ability to get crazy lean and dry easily, or ability to pack on muscle size and retain fullness easily?
Second.
I'd take the first, but only because James is taking the second because he already has the first. Like me, James can already get in shape pretty easily. So yeah, obviously being more full and round would be more advantageous. But I feel like in terms of skills to have, I feel like being able to get lean and dry and hard is a more advantageous thing to have.
It depends the degree in which you're talking. I'm
talking to the utmost degree of both.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if you're able to pack on a ton of muscle and retain size easily, you'd be able to get lean really easily anyway.
No, not true at all.
That's actually not true. You're right. Because there's people like...
Yeah, look at Hassan Mustafa.
Yeah, I was going to say, but that's not true at all. Yeah.
What is it with Hassan? Like, I like him. What is it with him? Why is he not quite nailing it? Wonder. Like, as an interesting question.
And I don't know, but I know that they like, especially last year, like they were fucking annihilating him to get him down. Like he was like no carbs, a bajillion hours of cardio, like, and then they tried like feeding him up, feeding him down, like everything, and he just wouldn't. Those glutes just will not.
Do you guys believe in? I mean, I don't think it's something you can believe in. It's kind of proven, but metabolic damage, like, because I know he was eating close to zero fucking calories, not 0 calories, but using very, very, very little food for a long time. So I wonder if his like body's set point was reduced so low that he just couldn't get shredded anymore because he competed for the whole year. So it's
needed a hard reset.
So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe he needed to stop and reset his body and then start again. Like Ian or James or Roman, do you believe in any of that, or is it like you don't believe in?
To an extent,
I think I do. I think I do to a certain extent.
Yeah, to an extent. But I think in the case of a Sand with that much muscle, I don't think so. I mean, I think there was opportunities in that prep where they did feed him up and they did try and stimulate things with food, and they did, and I just think his body was just not.
You think with that amount of muscle, you can't have metabolic damage? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you can. I'm just saying there's a lot more like tissue to eat away at, like you can go crazy low with the cows and still like continue to progress,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't sit here and try and figure out. I guess we'd have to have Hassan on and go through his whole fucking whole diet and his whole program to figure out.
It's a bit of a phenomenon, isn't it? It is a bit of a phenomenon.
But I almost feel like some guys, it's not their fault because, like, for example, I've talked to Brandon Beckridge, and Brandon has a great physique, a ton of fucking muscle, and he's told me
to get in shape.
He's told me about his diets. He's like, I've eaten fucking, I think he was like 1,200 calories once or some shit. Like, he told me he's eaten nothing. He's suffered. He's done the cardio. He's done the whole thing, and he just can't get fucking shredded. So I know people are like, oh, why is that guy lazy? Or why is that guy doesn't know how to do it? I'm like, some guys do everything. They just can't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ben's a good example. He was just on here. Ben has a tough time getting shredded. Fucking his body fights him all the way on it.
Yeah, true.
I think I think you're right, Ian. I think if I wanted to be a professional bodybuilder, I'd want to be able to get shredded. And I'd have to work.
Look, almost everyone given enough time can build the muscle. Like, we're not all going to be 300-pound monsters, but if you're patient and you're consistent, you can build muscle. But if you're someone like Hassan that just can never get in condition, your career will always be limited.
We just said it earlier with Lionel Bayeki. I'm a firm believer.
Case of that, yeah.
I'm a firm believer that if Lionel could get 100% peeled the way you or Roman, he would be fucking top Mr. Olympia or top 3.
Yeah, he'd be top 3.
He needs obviously a lot of work from the back, like hamstrings and back. But I mean, the physique shape from the front, I mean, is like Flex Wheeler,
I was just going to say, to me, Lionel Bayeki is a modern day Flex Wheeler.
100%.
So, okay. How fluffy should I be getting in a bulk season for a natty 19-year-old trying to put on as much size as possible before doing my first competition?
I think you should always have some amount of visible abs.
Yes.
Even for guys like me and James that don't have the deepest abs, that like when you get a little more body fat, they're harder to see. Like, I know there's some guys that can be pretty fat and have good abs, but I think just as a general rule of thumb, you should always be able to flex and see some abs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think John Jewett said it well on a podcast. He said 15 to 20% body fat is the max you should be. And he said you should try and err closer to 15, but he said your body has to be at a comfortable point where all your performance markers are hitting their peak. So if you can do that at 10% body fat, then do that at 10% body fat.
That's really the right answer, is wherever your performance is optimized. And no one's performance is optimized at 6% body fat. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's right.
And so no one's performance is optimized when you're like a quarter of your body is fat.
Yeah, when you're 25-30% body fat, your insulin sensitivity.
Yeah, it's probably that. There's a happy point in there, like saying that 15%.
Yeah. From all the BC members, who would do the best on the men's physique stage and why?
That's actually an interesting question.
I was going to say Ben, but he might be too tall. Like, I don't know if he would be able to look right.
Well, Brett, when he was smaller, had a really fucking brings in.
Probably Brett. I think Brett, to be honest, yeah. He's got that nice, flat, detailed midsection. I could see if he was small, he could do good in that. Yeah,
I think me in 2003.
No, you would not be a men's physique.
2003.
No.
Why?
Better than Brett?
Yeah.
No.
It's funny because you want to be better than Brett in men's physique. You're like, yeah, I want to be better.
What are the shows worth doing in the US that are pro qualifiers? Oh, I don't know for amateurs. Do you guys know for amateurs? Excalibur, Branch's shows, Jay's shows.
That are pro qualifiers?
Yeah. Isn't Excalibur a pro qualifier? Jay's shows are pro qualifiers.
Not for all. Like, you can't turn pro in bodybuilding and shows like that.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking to get to the nationals.
No, pro qualifier is what qualifies you to be pro. So
USA's nationals,
North America's.
My fault. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We've done that before. Fouad, can you respectfully tell Arnold to shut up the next time he brings up the vacuum calves and veins at the Arnold Classic 2022? No, I can't. I'm going to tell you guys right now, whatever the fuck Arnold says, I'm not going to say shit. Yeah. It's Arnold, for fuck's sake.
It's a show.
If he wants to sit there and talk about vacuums the whole time,
great.
It's his show.
Yeah.
What is your favorite and least favorite diet food? What's your least favorite? We always do our favorite. What's your least favorite diet food? Fish. I hate fish.
I don't mind fish.
Unless I'm absolutely fucking starving and I'm sick of eating chicken.
Yeah, wait, this is a very dependent on where you are at, because when you get close to the show, you'll like anything.
I like fish at the end. Yeah.
We need to take like from 12 to 7 weeks out.
In the beginning, I definitely fucking hate fish. I just
Mine
don't
is
want to eat.
Eggs and whites.
Eggs and what, Ian?
Eggs, egg whites.
Eggs, egg whites.
I don't like them.
James, what'd you say?
Chicken, man. I'm fucking bored of chicken.
I literally haven't eaten a chicken breast in almost 2 years.
Are you serious? You're just doing what? Fish and beef?
No, I eat grounds.
Oh, like ground turkey. Yeah. No, but that's chicken. You eat ground chicken?
Yeah.
I eat ground turkey.
Oh, so you eat ground turkey. Okay.
But we don't have that here.
You don't have ground turkey in the UK?
In the
US,
they
don't sell in England. You don't get ground white meats.
Huh.
In the US, it's great because like in Canada, you have like extra lean, and that's like as lean as it gets. In the US, you get like 99.1. You know, extra lean in Canada is only 90.10, which is not really that lean. You know,
can you get ground turkey breast, or is it just ground turkey?
You get ground turkey breast, you can get ground sirloin. That's what I get. Yeah,
that's the thing that sucks about here. When you get ground turkey or ground chicken, it's just
the whole bird. Yeah,
it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Roman, what do you?
America has everything, especially like Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Roman, what do you hate from 12 to 7 weeks? Is there food you hate or you don't care?
I don't like oats either.
It doesn't, but it depends on what kind of fish. You know, some fish, the pollock.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Can't do it.
Ugh.
But that's just a white fish, though. So if somebody said eat sole or haddock or cod, you'd be
those
okay.
Are better.
Yeah, if you could eat cod every meal, you'd be gold.
Is there something you just don't want to fucking eat? Like you're like, like from 12 to 7.
Honestly, no.
No way. Ian said oatmeal. At the end of my prep, oatmeal is my favorite.
At the end. But
at the end.
Within 12 to 7, I hate it.
Yeah.
I just eat oats now, and they made me. I hate it. It's like fucking eating sand.
Eating like 200 grams of like 150 plus grams of oats is fucking gross. You know, like no one wants to eat that.
Okay, so what about 7 to, or what's the next batch you want to do? 7 to 4 or 7 all the way in?
7 all the way in, sure.
7 all the way in. I'm gonna say I probably get sick of chicken.
Yeah, I would probably, if I was eating chicken, that would probably be what I get the most bored of.
Yeah, because I'm really, really good with fish and beef all the way to the end.
I have a mental thing with fish. I don't mind the taste that much, but I have convinced myself when I eat fish that it's like the most bodybuilding pure food that I love.
I know what you mean.
I'm like, there's no fat. This is purely protein.
It's because of that subliminal Jay Cutler video of him eating like 5 pounds of fish a day and shit.
It's the skin, bro. I just like, I love eating fish.
I don't care what anybody says.
When I get close to shows, I'll go like try and buy really fancy fish. Like I'll go out and buy like, wild
orange roughy.
Fucking or like fancy cod and like
sea bass and shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is real. I'm getting fucking shredded,
But you do get shredded.
What you were gonna
go ahead.
I know what you were going to say. I don't care what anyone says. It does make a difference.
100%
eating fish, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The calories are less.
Even in chicken breast, like if you cut that out, the amount of fat you're cutting out in an entire day over 4, 5, 6 meals, you're cutting out like a good amount of calories.
But wait a minute. Is it really the reduction in calories or is it something else? Because I eat like 16 ounces of fish. No, I'm not saying it is, James. I'm asking a question. Because I could eat 16 ounces of fish and, 8 ounces of chicken. So the calories are going to be similar, but I still feel like I get leaner faster.
I feel like the fat content in chicken is still a little bit higher than we know. Like a breast typically has, you know, it can have like 5 grams of fat.
4 or 5 grams of fat per 4 ounces. Yeah.
For 100 grams, and we're eating like 2.5 times that. So, I mean, you're talking about 10 grams of fat. That's 90 calories over 4 or 5 meals. I mean, you can be talking about 400 or 500 calories a day over a week. That's 3,500 calories.
Fish is like 0.9 grams of fat per 100.
This is probably all in my head, but I always feel like the faster something digests and the longer I'm hungry, the faster I'm getting leaner.
100. I think that way too. When I'm in prep, if I'm in prep and I don't feel like immense hunger near the end, I'm fat. You know, like
something's wrong. Yeah,
something's wrong. I need to pick something up here. You know,
whenever I start eating fish, I immediately start getting hungry after like half an hour.
Digest way quicker.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely mechanisms in the body which are occurring differently into digestion rates and stuff, which would probably dictate to a little bit more fat loss if you're empty in between.
Well, this is why I was asking about calorie for calorie is the only reason, because maybe there's some other reasons. I don't know.
If the protein you've eaten, the protein you've eaten has digested and been uptaken, and there's literally no food in your body, you're in a fasted kind of state again sooner, then your body's definitely going to be tapping into fat stores.
That's the way my brain works. I don't know if that's real.
That's not my brain works. Yeah. If someone tells me otherwise, fuck off.
Yeah.
Does it work?
No. How do you deal with all these ignorant questions?
Should I see if I got any? I did a Q&A today. I haven't answered any questions really.
Sure, go ahead.
Let's see what we got.
Eggnog, yes or no? I like it. I like eggnog. No?
Love it.
James, you know? You don't like eggnog?
I've never even tried it, but I don't like the name.
Oh, you'd like it. I think you'd like it.
I don't like the name eggnog.
Why?
It just seems a bit like off.
Yeah, it's a gross name. Do you think you could jump over Guy if you really tried? Yes.
Easily. I could.
I couldn't.
I absolutely could.
Yeah.
I swear. And Ian could because he used to be a sprinter.
Yeah, I could jump. No problem.
I can hear a double. I hear a double voice.
Me too.
Yeah.
It might be because my earphones stopped working.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Shit every time you fart or piss every time you laugh?
Piss every time I laugh.
I would probably shit every time I fart, but then if I know I have to fart, I would just sit on the toilet.
What if you can't?
Exactly.
What if that's the rule though? You can't get to the toilet. You got to fart and shit your pants.
That's not the rule. It doesn't say it.
Oh, it's not the rule. It doesn't say it.
Have you ever?
I would rather piss and laugh. For sure.
I laugh a lot. Have you ever shit yourself squatting or deadlifting?
Okay, no. I don't want you to read questions. I don't want to do shit questions. That's all we do on this fucking thing. All right. Favorite porn star? Roman.
Are you fucking serious? You give me shit about shit questions and then you ask favorite fucking porn star?
I don't want to do shit questions. We always talk about shit on this podcast. Favorite porn star?
My favorite porn star used to be Tory Lane.
Who's Tory Lane?
Tory Lane, because she was so fucking nasty, and I love it. She has a couple different. Her shape is always kind of. Sometimes she's a little fat. I don't like that, but then other times she looks really good.
Is this her, Roman?
Tori, right?
Yeah.
This girl?
Oh, maybe it is Y. I thought it was I for some reason.
Is it this girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all right.
And but her videos are nasty as fuck. That's what I
like. James, do you have one? James, are you there? I don't think James can hear me.
Oh, we can't hear him.
No, I can't hear him. He disconnected something. Ian, do you have one?
I'm going to defer this question. My wife is sitting next to me.
all you're supposed to do is pick one that looks like your wife. Then you're set.
Yeah, I know.
No, now I know he's fucking lying. So.
I don't want to say one. Then she's going to go look at it and be like, this doesn't look like me, you know?
Yeah, I've had that happen before. That sucks.
She wouldn't actually be mad.
I don't think there's any porn star that looks like your wife.
There probably is.
Period.
No one's as beautiful as you, baby.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
I'm reading this, and you're talking about this.
What are you reading? Irresistible.
Proclaiming that Jesus unleashed for the world.
Melissa, if you caught Iain looking at a porn star that looked like you, would it upset you?
That looks like me?
Yeah.
No, she'd be happy.
She'd be happy, right?
What if very different from me? I would probably be kind of sad.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I'd be like, wow, he's obviously not happy with me.
I don't think that.
But we also know that's not how
I don't think that. Yeah, that's not how our minds work. But Iain, if you saw her looking at porn and it was like,
the only porn I watched was big black guys. How would you feel?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah,
how would you feel?
How would you feel?
Awful.
Let's turn it around. When you call girls crazy, let's turn it around.
I didn't call girls crazy. I just said that.
You didn't call anybody crazy.
I'm sorry, but men say this a lot. They're like, it's not actually how it is. They're
I think we touched a nerve.
No, but she's very
go off, babe. Go off.
If my wife was looking at listen, if my wife was looking at white guy or black guy porn, it doesn't look like me. I'd still be fine with it.
That's all she watches.
No.
Well,
that's all she watches.
I mean, she's got to, but she's got to find an Arab guy for me to be okay with it.
No, maybe she watches some of this, some of that, like very like whatever. She just watches porn that's good.
Yeah.
But if she only watches big
BBC porn
stars
or big white porn stars.
Yeah, or big white, it could be, or Asian, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be thinking a little bit about it, wouldn't you?
I don't think I would, because I don't know. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong. I'm saying I don't know if I would care.
I don't know.
Maybe I would have to be put in a position to know.
Yeah, I'm not sure to be honest.
I think it might turn me on.
You would put on a lot of Protan.
Yeah. I would.
Yeah.
No, you know why I'm saying that though? I think it's because my wife is like not like that. So I think if I saw her watching porn,
be like, oh, this is interesting.
I think if I saw her watching porn at all, I'd be like, this is great. I'd be like,
yeah.
Ian's probably the same.
I'm the same for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Currently in 21 in college, trying to enjoy the party scene and drinking while bodybuilding. What age were you guys when you started taking things very seriously?
Way too young. Yeah.
I think I started taking things seriously way later than you guys.
Yeah, I was very young. Me and Roman both were very young.
Like, when did you stop partying? When did you stop partying? Let's ask it that way.
16.
Yeah, I was 17 or 18. Yeah.
You guys stopped like drinking and like partying with people at 17.
The only thing I partied.
I was still very serious, you know.
I think I've been drunk 3 times in my life.
So you weren't a drinker or anything before then. You weren't like a party. I mean, no. So basically, you've always been like a pretty non-party kind of person.
Yeah, I had to work in the club, you know, on the weekends. Always Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Thursday.
Yeah.
And if you work there, if that's your job,
it turns you off so much.
In your free time, you know, when you have a weekend that you're off, you're not going to the fucking club.
I used to drink while I was working.
I know I didn't.
Yeah. Iain, so you stopped partying, like obviously maybe once in a while you did, but you basically stopped partying at what time?
Well, I stopped partying probably right first year out of high school.
Yeah.
And then I was very serious, like 100% bodybuilding for 3 or 4 years until I did the arm break and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I met Melissa that same year. And then at that point, when I was courting.
Yeah. First meeting. Yeah.
If she wanted to go out to the bar and stuff, I would just drink and do whatever she was doing. You know, I just wanted to be fun and do whatever she wanted to have fun. So for the 6 months, I did like the fake it till you make it, you know? And then once I had her locked up, then I stopped drinking and partying.
That was fair play. That must have sucked for her. She's like, what the fuck happened to this guy?
She stopped too, because she just like came in, you know.
I know the story. You forced her into your lifestyle.
Yes, exactly.
But maybe for the guy who asked the question.
Yeah.
If you're going to drink and party every weekend, you're not going to get to anywhere that you probably want to be. If you're looking at guys, if you're looking
you need to switch,
at
you need to switch over to recreational drugs because you can still grow and do a lot.
I gotta disagree with you a little bit. I'm sorry.
No, but think about this. If you're looking at guys like Nick or Hunter,
wait a second.
20,
I just want to.
How old are they? 25,
yeah.
25. This guy's 21. Yeah. If he wants to be, if those are his role models and he wants to be like them, he's got to fucking hurry up. When
I 100% agree with you, Roman. Let me just put it this way: every day you take off is a day on the back end, right? So if you took a Saturday off, then you're putting that time on the other side. So it just takes you that much longer to turn pro or to be great or however long you say. So like for
Chris Bumstead was still like drinking and partying like right up to the year he won his first Olympics, you know?
Yeah. So there are exceptions. Yeah. For me, Roman, I drank every weekend up to the point when I was 27, 28. And then I slowed down to, well, probably 25. And then I slowed down to like every other weekend.
And then you became a good bodybuilder.
And then at 30 years, I listen, I qualified for the Olympia while drinking once a month.
That's crazy.
So like, all I'm saying to you is I'm agreeing with you. Ian, I probably could have been a better bodybuilder had I gotten more serious earlier. So all I did was delay my peak. So I'm agreeing with you is what I'm saying. Like you can do it, but you're going to just take longer to do it. The more time you fuck up.
That's why I just said I said you just need to get into recreational drugs because you can still grow well and do drugs, but drinking is bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that totally agree with that either. Because if you're doing recreational drugs like cocaine, you're not eating.
No, but you could smoke weed and do mushrooms or like stuff like that.
Certain drugs. Yeah. Certain drugs. But like, and you could do GHB and fucking pass out, whatever. Yeah. But like if you're doing coke or ecstasy, you're probably not eating for
you get all your meals in. Just make sure you get all your meals in before you hit that first line. You're good.
Then you're up for 12 hours without eating.
Yeah, you're up for like yeah.
Okay. And then there's also the thing, are you partying or are you annihilating yourself?
Yeah.
Because I spent many nights out, like, staying
being at a party
6, 7 in the morning, being at a party because I was working there. Yeah. But then there's people that fucking kill themselves, and then they don't lose not only Saturday. Yeah. They probably lose Sunday also.
Yeah.
They still feel under the weather on Monday.
Yeah.
So their workout sucks.
Yeah.
Then Tuesday they're fine again, and then by Wednesday they hit a stride. But then by Friday you already have to drink again.
So I'll be honest with you, my experience. So I would get annihilated Saturday night, and we'd be up till all hours of the night, fucking drinking or doing whatever the fuck we were doing, and then Sunday I would be a mess, but it would be a food day. So I would be like, okay, Sunday was always religiously my day off because I knew I was going to drink Saturday night. So Sunday was always my day off, but Sunday I spent the whole day eating shitty food and just recovering from Saturday night. So I wasn't not eating. I was getting meals in and meals on top of that. And then by Monday morning, I was fucking good to go.
I think you did it the best way with that scenario.
What's that?
I'm happy Ben is not on the show anymore.
Why? Why?
Because we would end up having another hour of discussing.
No, there is absolutely no argument. I'm absolutely not arguing with you at all. I'm saying everything you're saying, Roman, is 100% right. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. I'm just saying in my experience, I was good to go by Monday. But, but that was also when I was younger. After 30, when I did drink on like rare occasions, you're right. I would still be fucked up on Monday, maybe Tuesday. But I got away with it when I was younger. So...
But you kind of timed it well, didn't you? Like when you're saying the way you did it there, like having that Sunday as a feed day.
Yeah.
You kind of cheated the system a little bit. But
I did it on purpose. I would always see people would always post and be like, or comment on message boards and be like, yeah, Sundays for legs. And I'm like, fucking, my Sundays were always a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just take it to eat. I'd watch football. I'd eat fucking pizzas and just like recover from the Saturday night. And then Monday morning I would train legs.
Yeah.
So listen, all I'm trying to say is it can be done. It's not the right way to do it.
Let's be serious. We both know, and I know you know that like there were some guys that were really good bodybuilders in the 90s and early 2000s that fucking partied hard.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Cormier was top 3 in the world.
Chris Cormier, Dennis James, Dexter, like these guys back in the early 2000s, man, they were hitting the clubs and getting fucked up every weekend.
Now, one aspect that we're not talking about is, and I hate to be the fucking downer, but like the one aspect we're not talking about is the most horrible part about it is not only are you, if you do party and drink and do drugs, whatever the fuck you're doing, not only are you stressing your body with anabolics, but now you're adding all the fucking alcohol and all this other shit to your system.
Yeah, I mean, more mitigating factors is never good.
Yeah. So, I'm not promoting it by any sense. I'm just saying, if you're in college, listen, it depends what your goals are. Like Roman said, if you want to be Nick fucking Walker, then you're right. You're going to be fucking get serious today. If you want to turn pro by the time you're 30 and you're giving yourself a little bit of a runway to have some life and have a fun and live a life, then I think you can get away with drinking mildly every other weekend or something like that. It probably isn't going to destroy your bodybuilding career. So
I would agree. I've seen people do it.
I mean, Luke used to fucking like a drink, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure like Nathan would go and have a fucking bit of Mandy before a fucking a little event on the weekend, have a little dance, sweat his bollocks off, and then on a Monday he's back in the gym.
Nathan will go with his boys, have some beers, like dance around. He loves that shit,
Yeah, it's not recommended, but it, like I said, it can be done.
A lot of it, to be fair, a lot of it does come down to whether if you are genetically pretty all right, you can take the piss a little bit.
Well, that's what I was saying about Chris. I mean, like Chris, when he won came second, I guess, as Olympia in 2017, he was still at like Dalhousie getting fucked up every weekend,
Yeah. Most annoying thing you do that you know of?
Mine's I don't let, like, when I'm having like a conversation with someone about something quite serious, I don't let them talk.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
No. Like when it's like if I'm really into this subject.
So what are you saying? You're not into the subjects that we talk about?
Yeah, but I mean, like, this is more like relaxed. Like if I'm having a serious, something like work needs done or something at home, like I'm trying to build something or something, and we got to discuss it. Yeah. I don't fucking let no one talk. Like I literally just talk, and then no one gets a word in. I can't even picture that
because you're always so polite about.
Normally, I just like to listen. I know. It's
Huh. Roman, do you have one?
Let me think about it. Take Iain first.
No, you have to be aware of it.
The most annoying thing.
I know, and I can be obnoxious sometimes in a group. I mean, I don't know. You guys have probably seen me do it on the podcast. Sometimes I
probably do that too a bit though.
I want to be like, if I'm out, sometimes I'm out to dinner with like say 7 or 8 people, and when I leave there, I'm always like, was I the loudest guy at the table? And so like, kind of like,
I always have to be that guy that has like the most extreme story,
you do that.
Yeah.
Remember the stories?
Like, someone says a story, I'm like, oh yeah, well I got,
Remember the stories you told us in Texas?
Yeah. See, I have to always
this guy's liver was all over the fucking ground. And like,
I have to have the good stories. Yeah. I take pride in my stories, but I get a little carried away with them. And sometimes I tell them at very inappropriate times. Like,
but that's not a bad thing.
Talk about like, inappropriate stuff in front of people that I probably shouldn't be saying in front of,
Yeah. Is there something else that's more personal that you're like, I wish I didn't do that?
Melissa's smirking here. She's got one for sure. So
I know you have one because you're fucking anxiety ridden. So you must know things that you do that are annoying, because usually anxiety ridden people are introspective and they know.
Well, I know with bodybuilding purposes, I never believe her. Like, so say I take progress pictures and I'll look at them and be like, I look fucking horrible. Like this looks bad. This looks bad. And she's like, no, you're just in your head. This looks awesome, blah, blah, blah. And she'll be like, no, this looks good. This looks good. And I'll never believe her no matter what she says. And I know she gets.
This is like that you always.
Yeah. I want to
know.
Because she'll be like, you look great. I'll be like, no, I don't. Like, I'm always the right one,
Oh, that's for sure you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian's always right.
Yeah. See.
Roman, do you have one?
Maybe when I say something to my wife, I'm always. Did you hear me? Did you hear that? Yeah. Right. Until she's like, yes, okay, I heard you.
I thought he was doing a dust. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, but
I got you.
But if she's not acknowledging you, then I would expect you to do that, right? Like if I said something to someone,
from her perspective, she's like, I'm fucking listening. Just say it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's not that bad. I don't think that's bad.
What's it for you?
For me?
Yeah.
I said I'm the obnoxious one at the table that always talks too much or talks too. But I always ask my wife after. I'm like, was I talking too much? And she's like, no, not at all. You're just talking with everybody else.
That's just an anxious person thing to like overthink about, you know?
Probably.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on gummy bears or pixie sticks immediately post-workout? This is sugar like anything else, right?
Good.
I mean, you guys do anything crazy like that?
It's just sugar. Yeah, I mean, I think we all use carb products, you know?
Are you smoking a joint or a cigarette?
Nothing.
I saw smoke coming out of your mouth.
No, it's just like the light in my camera.
Fuck you.
He's probably got a vape, bruv. He's got a fucking bit of THC vape on the go, hasn't he? I'll get mine down in a minute. I might go and have mine.
There's nothing here.
I'm going to get a joint. Fuck this. I'm going to smoke it.
I literally got a couple of pens up there.
I think I have a pen. I think I have a pen in here.
We should all just do a whole episode like that.
This, you know,
Don't do drugs.
I have a drink.
What is that?
It's a
Is that tequila in there?
It's tequila. I got it from Mexico in 2005.
Oh, it doesn't actually shoot though. It's just a glass bottle.
No, it's just a bottle with tequila in it.
How do you drink out of it? Is it just a screw top?
The top comes off.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, when when you're in like Cancun and they have like the actual water gun full with booze and they're like squirt it in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's what I thought that was. Yeah.
You know what I really want to do? I've always wanted to do these podcasts while smoking a cigar.
Why don't you?
You're inside.
Because I don't want to. I want to have the ventilation done first.
I mean, smoke one cigar, you'll be fine.
I did once, man. It smells so fucking bad. Like
yeah, but like for what, a day, 2 days,
couple days, yeah.
And then
I don't think I could smoke inside even if I had a vent.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I need it to filter out.
It wouldn't feel right for me now.
If the room gets too smoky, the cigar will actually annoy me.
Yeah, cigars get very smoky. So.
Yeah. But I always feel like this kind of conversation, like just hanging out with like, you know, 3-4 guys, kind of feels like a cigar would be comfortable.
It's a cigar time, isn't it? It's a cigar moment. It's like
you're just shooting the shit. I didn't realize we've been on for over 2 hours. Okay, let's do one more question and we'll go.
Yep.
And I forgot fucking Roman and James. It's like midnight for you guys there, right?
It's 1 a.m.
Oh fuck. Okay, we'll do one more. And we'll go.
I was wondering why Rome. Yeah, fuck yeah, Rome. You're even more like east than me, aren't you?
Farther east, yeah.
Yeah.
If there was an OnlyFans for calves only, who out of the podcast would have the most subscribers and who would have the least?
Well, I would have the most because it would be like the biggest joke.
It'd be a fetish. They'd be like small calves. Yeah.
I'm by far the most popular because of their calves, but it's for the worst reason.
Because there's going to be fetish people that like small calves and like huge calves, like tits, right?
Yeah.
Like I definitely have the most popular calves of anyone on this podcast, but it's because they're small. You know,
Roman's got good calves.
I think I'd have the least amount. Paul would have the least amount of subscribers. Paul.
He has skinny calves?
No, he has no detail to his calves.
Oh,
they're just like
soft.
They're like tubes.
Oh,
who else is
like got the Frankfurters?
Does anyone on the podcast have like? Do we have anyone on the podcast that has like fucking Fankhauser calves? No, right?
Roman's got good calves.
I've got good calves, but I'm not. You know, Eric's are insane.
They're crazy.
All Roman's calves. I need a reminder here.
Roman, Fritz, calves.
But they're a lot bigger now. I can tell you that they're bigger now than they're.
Let's see here.
Well, no, go to his Instagram.
Why? There's the calves right there.
Yeah, I mean,
they are big. You can tell they're big.
But this is from 2016. They're bigger now.
You still even then they're fucking
6 years ago.
It was long insertions. Long insertions too.
But just go to his Instagram and you'll just go to his page.
Well, what's the difference?
Well, because they'll be recent.
All right.
We like looking at young Roman.
Why does it always go to this guy? I don't know why it always goes to this guy's page.
Oh yeah, I compete against him.
All right.
Yeah, you can see like even in that first video. Yeah, those are huge calves.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Holy shit.
Yeah. They're pretty bulbous.
Who else do we have? James.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Carlos. Mine are probably about. But it's just I've got like my ankles aren't small.
Yeah, you have huge calves too. But you're just like a big person.
Yeah, because my ankles are like yeah, my ankles are like quite.
Yeah, they're big too.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Oh yeah, they're good. What about Nick? Nick's got good calves, no?
Nick's are not bad yet.
Animal has actually done an ad with me. It was just my calves, black and white. Yeah.
I want to say
at that point.
I want to say Roman's got the best calves.
at that point, I knew I had made it. You know.
I would say Roman's got the best calves.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree here.
Cool. Guy has pretty good calves.
Guy's got good quads and calves, and good quads as well.
My quads are better than his, but his calves are good.
My quads are better than his.
Oh, maybe not.
That's him.
But this is also a 40-year-old guy, so that's not fair.
Yeah. He's got good hamstring drop, doesn't he? Fucking hell.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he knows how to pose it.
Yeah, he knows how to pop it up.
I'm standing up too. I need to sit down a bit more.
All right. Okay, boys. Thanks for coming on, man.
It's bedtime for me.
We'll do it again next week.
Yep.
Yeah, but
all right, boys.
See you.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hosstile and myself. And lastly, check out hosstile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.